The Lazy Dads podcast contains lots of swearing. Lots and lots of swearing. You have been warned.
You're listening to the Lazy Dads Guide to Movies in association with the Session Booth, your one-stop shop for video production, social media management and graphic design. Oh, Derek, look at the size of that jingle on you.
It's our theme song here.
Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads, Lazy Dads.
Welcome to another episode of Lazy Dads Guide to Movies. We've had a bit of a break because Derek has a gammy eye.
Yep. I had surgery.
That's part one. Part two is we have a guest!
Boo!
A resident researcher and honorary lazy dad, Mr. Raoul Silva. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Thanks very much.
He's actually quite active as a father, I find.
He's probably the best father of all.
Crap at naming his kids, but sure, look.
You're welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, but we have one or two little shout outs to do first, don't we? And we have a fucking massive caveat for this episode as well.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Phil and Liana.
Hello, Phil. Hello, Liana. By the way, Liana, I have to say a quick apology because I know she'll probably listen to this.
Yeah.
I've been writing her name as Leanne and
Yeah.
pronouncing it as Leanne.
Yeah.
Pretty much consistently since we met them. So apologies, Liana.
Yeah.
I really apologise for that. But you're a pair of legends and we had a great time with you there.
You ruined my Wednesday and Thursday with all that drinking we did.
Well, no, you ruined your
I didn't. No, I was just a bystander to that. I was just standing there. They were pouring drinks down my throat like there was no tomorrow.
The story goes, we went to the town. We met Phil, Better, and Liana. What's Liana's second name? I didn't grab her second name.
Oh, I don't know.
Ian
will tell us. Ian will
you have to research
on this one. I gotta jump on this one.
Sorry, Liana. But we met Phil and Liana in town and we had a few points to them and they were great crack. But it was a Wednesday, wasn't it?
It's Tuesday.
It was Tuesday, Jesus. So I was the wise one and said, right, I jumped out after like, what was it, 4 points?
Yeah.
I said, right, it's time to go home. So I got a taxi home. Heads up on here, went in the Raz till whatever hour of the morning.
3 o'clock.
And I got a text next morning going, I'm so sick.
Oh, no sympathy for yourself.
Oh God, no! It was not a good day the next day, but Jesus, it was a great crack the night before. Absolutely fantastic.
And also, they offered Phil offered us, me and you, his spare room. Although I would never sleep in the same bed as you because sleeping in the same room as you is fucking bad enough.
Yeah.
But we'll have to take him to offer one day and get over.
Absolutely, yeah. We won't tell our wives or anything. Go on the pub.
We do a massive shout out to the Phil Better Show.
Yeah. You
can find the Phil Better Show on YouTube. You can find it on anywhere that has podcasts pretty much.
Spotify.
The usual hitters.
I only use Spotify and Podbean. So they're the only two I know about.
It's a good old show.
Yeah, it's
he
great.
He covers off a lot more subjects than we do now.
He does, yeah. He's like us, but better. Not as handsome, but better.
Not as handsome. I'd put him on the same handsome scale if I'm being brutally honest.
Well, certainly as you, but not me.
Yeah. We could be brothers in fairness.
Absolutely, you could.
I
was getting mixed up that night between the two of you.
Check out the Phil Better Show. In the meantime, Eno.
Howdy.
You're on the fucking hot spot. How you coming?
Yeah, no, I'm fucking sweating bullets here.
So,
He brought goodies though.
I did. I had to butter you up. Lime bars and Twixes.
Bars and Twix.
Have to keep you sweet.
We're after eating a bar of chocolate and having a shot of strong coffee and we're bouncing off the walls here. Ian, you ready?
Go for it.
Favourite director?
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon?
Controversial one.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that out there.
This is probably only because of Firefly, isn't it?
Serenity, yeah, probably, because that is, it's up there for me. It's massively up there. And he's directed a few other little low budget ones that kind of just escaped the big kind of Hollywood net. Like, he'd only got all his favourite friends over to the house and just shot a movie out in one day as well.
What was that?
It was a Shakespearean take on what was that? The Shakespeare, I can't even. The
Hamlet?
Midsummer Night's.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah.
He's done a modern kind of take on that. He had Nathan Fillion. He had the agent from Shields.
Coulson.
Coulson. Had Coulson in it. Had everybody. It was Amy Ecker. It was great. It's absolutely great. And he's done all these little things. And obviously, then I'm a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel and all that kind of stuff. We won't talk about that. I know that's controversial.
I know. Do you know what? They have their charm, in fairness.
You like what you like.
They really,
unfortunately.
That's it. That's what I have. This is one thing that I learned from Kevin Shields when he says, I said to him, tell us what's one of your guilty pleasures, and he goes, don't believe in them. Don't believe in guilty pleasures. You like what
Fuck
you like.
Fuck you, Joe. Fuck you.
That was just, we had to edit out the punch.
That's all you can do is.
But now, in fairness, you look at do you know the very first time I ever seen his name in a credit anywhere ever?
Toy Story.
No. What was you know me when I get like hell bent on a franchise, but where I have to investigate every source and aspect of it. And I was going through when the Alien quadrilogy box set first came out.
Oh yeah, Resurrection.
It was Alien Resurrection. I was looking through the credits, like I was like written by Joss Whedon. Like, who the fuck is Joss Whedon? Like, but he wrote the script and
started, and it has
totally
been absolutely
changed, yeah. But
raped. It's probably the best way to use the language. But
in fairness, the quadrilogy box.
Excuse the language. Do you listen to this?
But I do remember in the Alien quadrilogy box set, one of the bonus features, and in the Blu-ray box set as well, one of the bonus features was it went through Joss Whedon's script from start to finish in it. And I remember reading, particularly the opening scene was it was something to do with like Ripley and a girl like alluding to Newt. Out in like a hayfield or cornfield, and you have like, you know, kind of a summer's day, and the hay is blowing in the wind and stuff, and then the camera pans back, and then you just see like fucking aliens advancing from all corners of it, and then she wakes up as a dream, like, you know, like a dream passed down through the generations as she's been cloned again. I thought it was a super idea, and imagine if I had started with that. Wouldn't that have been class? Where it starts with that, and it ends with her eyes open inside the fucking cloning tank or whatever. You know, that would have been a class way of starting.
I could see Hicks beside her, the way we should have seen it. And then obviously he's done the Avengers and everything else. And he started it on that path. Don't get me wrong, you can't touch the Russo brothers now, but he did start it.
He's definitely a special character.
Yeah, he's talented. He is talented.
He's one of these. He sets the scene for things.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Although Firefly was cancelled, it was obviously respected and appreciated enough for him to get the budget to do Serenity.
Yeah.
It's a funny story actually. When Serenity came out, I remember we went to see Serenity. It wasn't long after Revenge of the Sith came out. Do you recall?
Yeah, I do. I know.
And me and Ian were just fucking, and Mark were mad for Revenge of the Sith. It was like, fuck, oh my god, the best fucking Star Wars films ever. Oh my god, the space ballad, space ballad. Meanwhile, another bunch of friends were all like fucking slagging off Revenge of the Sith because everybody was jumping on the fucking bandwagon to slag off Revenge of the Sith at the time. And I was tearing my hair out, going, these people are driving me up the walls. And then there was a stupid argument one night, and I think it was in your house. It could have been in Mark's house around in Charnwood. Where somebody's like, oh, the fucking space scene in Revenge of the Sith, it's not even a patch on the space scene in Serenity. And I was going, you stop comparing, like, driving me up the walls. But
although I have to admit, they're two special space scenes.
They are
the whole opening sequence. I know.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
No. There's only one embargo here, and we haven't given
we won't give that
time to the prequels, bar my disliking them. But no, I do love Revenge of the Sith. I love the start.
The way it's even the soundtrack.
Yeah.
As the camera goes down to a massive battle over course, like fucking.
Well, you just see the two Jedi Starfighters kind of zip in, and then that noise out of the engines.
It's not far off the TIE fighters.
You just get that tingle, you know.
It's like whoever's making these ships are like they're a couple of steps away from the TIE fighter. Like.
Yeah,
the Star Wars tingle, as we call it.
Yeah,
I wakes up with that every single morning.
But come here, there is a caveat on this episode that myself and Ian would talk. Not just all day, we talk probably for the rest of our lives about Star Wars. If somebody could say to you, guys, here's $100,000 a year each, just talk about Star Wars for the rest of your life, we'd do that day in, day out, no problem.
And run.
Take the $100,000 and run.
But we have to put a caveat in this show. We're going to try and steer away from Star Wars as much as we can, because there are other franchises we both like and that Derek likes as well that we'd like maybe to jump into, particularly James Bond. But we get to that in a minute. Now, that's in your favourite record. I can't ask you for your favourite film because that's tough to do.
No,
give us one of your favourite films.
Well, I'll take Star Wars out of it because obviously we've said Star Wars is up there and it'll always be up there. Blade Runner is massive. Blade Runner holds a really special place in my heart, especially because of my dad.
And let the fight begin.
No. Ian has a super story about Blade Runner that I would love everybody to hear.
Okay,
where you first saw Blade Runner.
Blade Runner I seen on a Laserdisc.
Oh, come here, I'm going to put background music in this now, like real, atmospheric stuff. I've got time on my hands.
I think he's built it up a little bit. It's not that cool now, in fairness.
How you saw it, where you saw it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It is big.
So, yeah, Blade Runner on Laserdisc in this huge. My dad is a chauffeur, and he was driving for the time for a man called Tom Zutaut. And Tom Zutaut was a producer for Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, Foo Fighters in the end. He worked for Geffen Records. So my dad drove him all around Ireland, drove Guns N' Roses around, and there's a whole million stories to get into that another time. But he offered him his house. He said, look, my house, I have a farm in Virginia. go use it, and have a house in Hawaii. Go use it.
I presume that's Virginia, America, as opposed to Virginia
Cavan. At the back end of the entrance.
More commonly known as the Guns N' Roses mansion.
Would you like my house in Virginia, Cavan?
No, you're right. Come on. We could just get a caravan out in the field there. It'd be grand.
It would be better.
No, this was just huge. It was on I think it was about 30 acres of deer, all this mad stuff. But he had in the back room of this farmhouse one of the first Laserdisc players, all the discs, and this huge, I want to say a 90-inch fucking screen that the back end of the TV was easily half the size of your kitchen. And that's the back end of the TV.
That was the old non-flat TVs.
It was so impressive. But my dad, I'd never seen it. I was about, I'd say about between 6 and 8. It was about when I was there.
So 7.
So 7.
Yeah,
we're right 7. Between 6 and 8. How stupid was that? Anywhere in between those ages. 7.
Sorry,
you're right. Yeah. So my dad pulled me down and said, look, my sister gone to bed. Here, come here. Pulled me in. We're going to watch this. I sat there from start to finish that night in the back end of this fucking big old farmhouse, nothing out but wilderness, watching Blade Runner.
Class.
It was just, it was special, and I'll never forget it. To the day I die, I'll never forget that. It was just so special.
As a result,
and then seeing that movie on that kind of screen and that kind of set just blew me away. Like the whole opening, you see the LA skyline and the lights, the ads, the
music.
Oh, fantastic!
What do you think of the new one?
Love it.
Absolutely.
Don't give
away. It's a really special film.
Yeah, it is. It is fantastic, and it's loyal. It's just so loyal.
It's a sequel. It's just a pure sequel.
But it's funny. Like, just we stick with Blade Runner just for 2 seconds. I remember being younger and watching it.
Yeah.
But coming off the back of Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Jaws and all those films you're watching back in the day, and I'm watching Blade Runner and expecting fucking battles and fights, and we get a little bit of fighting, but expecting a big thing, but it just wasn't. But not realising what it was supposed to be. Brian actually has a great point that it's more of a futuristic noir than anything else.
And that's what it is.
But younger, I couldn't grasp that, so I never liked it. And I remember we went to see it in the cinema when it was relaunched HD. We did the Cineworld in Parnell Street, and I wanted to give it another go, and I started to really, really appreciate the cinematography and some of the effects. And I spoke about that scene where he drinks the vodka and a bit of blood
back into the glass.
Just superb detail. But I still have issues with some parts. Like I just can't get my head around enjoying the bit where they go to the toy maker. Like it just
really.
Just something about
Daryl Hannah. He's hiding Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to hold. I'm not going to talk about Blade Runner anymore because my new setup now, my new 4K setup. I was just looking at reviews as like some of the best HDR 4K Blu-rays. Blade Runner's consistently rated in the top 5-10 from all the YouTube reviewers and stuff like that.
That was made to be that clear. You know what I mean? They didn't have the technology back then to do it. Though.
Well, just keeping with 35mm film is actually extremely high definition.
You were saying that.
You can future-proof that to higher resolutions all the time, depending on how much grain you keep and all that sort of crack. But I really want to get 4K and HDR, so I have a feeling if I have Blade Runner, the original, in 4K HDR, and then I get and I keep it in HDR because I really appreciate the HDR setup I have now, because the HDR is like the deep blacks, the bright greens. We're going to talk about Predator now in a few minutes.
That was still.
We watched a little bit of Predator there the other night. We were watching Bone Tomahawk. And in the 4K, and you know, even the bits like the Predator's blood, where it's glowing on the screen, like really glowing.
But even the eye flash when he sees him, he just catches the eyes and just
It actually looks good as opposed to that grainy fucking shite that I remember seeing when I was a child.
But there's still a layer of grain there. And the reason why the grain is there, they can get rid of the grain if they DNR it. But if they DNR it, it removes like skin detail and stuff.
Then
they get a real waxy look,
greasy or something. Yeah.
So they leave the layer of grain in and highlight details on the face and the colours and everything else, so you can appreciate why the grain is there. Do you know what I mean?
I don't mind like stuff like Predator not looking like it was filmed yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the charm of the film.
Yeah,
it's all part of it. It's just people have it in their head that if I'm buying 4K, it has to look like my PC screen. You know what I mean? It has to be. It has to look like a computer game. No, that's not the case. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about 4K in old films, you're looking for colour.
Yeah.
And you're looking for like extra detail through the colour. So if it's the flesh colour of a face, well, you're looking for like the pimples or the blemishes or the sweat beads or whatever the fuck it is.
The hair on our knuckles.
As I said, I said to somebody there, I was watching Predator on 4K, and you can see the sweat trickling between the biceps and man tits left, right, and centre.
Fuck. I can't wait to see Top Gun in 4K.
Oh, that volleyball scene will blow it all out of water.
Rewind.
The honest to God, straight up homoeroticism of some 80s action movies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I gotta love Top Gun though.
Can I go into a few films? Because for the first time, I think in the whole, this is episode 20 now. We've recorded this for nearly half a year, and it's the first time I've actually watched
some films. Right. What we do is we put Ian's hot seat questions on hold, and we come back to them later. So you're not off
100%.
fucking hook yet.
No, right, fine.
I'm going to tell you what I watched, why I watched it. I'm going to give it my rating. Remember our new rating system we discussed?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
We did it. Okay, just a quick one. About the Blade Runner. I'm going to hold off on whether I like it or not like it right now until I have that one and 2049 together and watch them back to back in the house on the big screen with the sound and everything else, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it again. Maybe we get you one to talk about it again. And we'll do some detail
I will
Blade Runner.
definitely, because I'll sit down and watch two of them once you've watched two of them.
So we do have a future Blade Runner special coming up, Ian, so you'll have to take part in that one.
I will also watch the documentary, because I still haven't watched that.
What documentary?
Do you know the
one?
one?
The making of Blade Runner? It's
Runner.
spectacular, yeah, it's a great documentary.
I'm flapping my
I have
fingers
to research
here.
that.
Oh yeah. God damn it. What's the fucking point in having them here?
We have research on with Ian. We depend on you, Ian.
Sorry.
Right, here's what I watched, and I'll tell you why I watched it, a quick synopsis, and give it my rating. We have a new rating system. I watched It Comes at Night. It's about people locked in a house during a plague. It's shit. It gets 4 Dereks, 2 Joes. I watched The Commuter, because I love Jerry action films, particularly Liam Neeson ones, and I'm going to go into a bit about that. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It gets 7 Dereks, 5 Joes, and an Ian. And I watched...
I'm worried about this Ian.
I watched Three Kings.
Hold on, the
Keanu Reeves.
one, is it?
No, Keanu Reeves is a cop who punches people. It's okay.
Keanu's in it.
Took up an hour and a half of my time. It was on the telly, so I didn't have to move. That gets 7 Dereks, 5 Joes. I watched Time Cop, because it's Time Cop. That gets 4 Dereks, 2 Joes.
Sean Codman.
I watched The Thing, and I'm going to explain why I watched The Thing now in a minute. I'm actually going to go detail about the reason I watched The Thing. I watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. That is one of the greatest fucking films I've ever seen. I've rewatched it again. I haven't watched it since it came out. I bought it when it came out on Blu-ray, watched it, loved it, and I watched it again. And it's so, a bit like Blade Runner. Don't be expecting like explosions or gunshots or anything. It's clever. Yeah, you can see him piecing the pieces together. It gets 7 Gary Oldens. That's how good it is. And I watched Inside Out last night with the kids because
it's Inside Out.
Christ, I've never felt so. Like, I love Pixar, like unashamedly love Pixar, and Christ, I was nearly in fucking tears watching this film last night.
Laughing or
no, crying.
No.
Like genuinely.
I haven't seen it. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to drop the hammer a little bit here when it comes to fucking Pixar.
Yeah.
I think everybody is fucking wrapping themselves up in this fucking emotional side of Pixar and all this sort of nonsense. They're good films.
Yeah.
Up was shy.
No, you're right.
Everybody says.
No,
disagree. Up was rubbish. I don't know. They're good, but they're not as spectacular as everybody says.
Look at Pixar's track record. Some of them are spectacular. Like The Incredibles is a fucking fantastic film. Films like Cars, like Take or Leave.
Ugh.
I haven't seen Cars 2 or 3. Cars like a Take or Leave.
3 isn't bad. First one, my young fella gets great kick out of the first one, and it's alright. It's got its charming moments, but that, it's no Toy Story. It's
exactly. And like being very relevant, Toy Story 4 is out now. It's getting great reviews. Toy Story 1, 2 and 3 are fucking fantastic films.
I've watched them all. The one that really stands out to me that I bought on Blu-ray straight away was Wall-E.
Wally's fantastic.
You got a friend in me. I mean, how can you not cry at that? Do you know what I mean?
Because they're like,
I know, Buzz's realisation that he's actually a toy. His arm hanging off over there after him jumping and
Inside Out is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is. I'm going to say it's up there in the upper echelons of Pixar films.
It's a good film.
I watched it last night. I wasn't expecting much. Fuck me, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny. Like, it's actually genuinely funny. Right. The reason I watched The Thing, we've talked about The Thing, we love The Thing. The reason I watched it is because I was going to watch a movie, so I said, we were talking recently about Irish movies, so this new Irish movie called Dublin Old School came out. So I said, I'll watch that, see what it's like. 20 minutes in, I had to turn it off. It is utter nonsense. It is pretentious, fucking wanky shite. It's about these guys are all on drugs, you know, and they're going out at the weekend, but they all talk like fucking Shakespearean scholars, you know what I mean?
What?
It's It's
with a twang.
Oh, it's done that. It's done that.
It's on purpose. And he's like,
okay.
oh man, and being high is like, you know, riding a rainbow of your greatest dreams. But you know, when you wake up in the morning, you're late for work then, and oh, you know, I knew he was going to kill me. And then you go into more. I can't even make up fucking this pretentious shite that they're going on with. And I saw an interview with your man who directed it and stars in it, and he was there talking about our current Taoiseach that he went to Trinity at the same time as him. And he's there, oh, but he saw through a different social prism than I did. No, he fucking didn't. You know what I mean? And now you're getting up with this pretentious nonsense trying to make yourself out to be this fucking working class hero. You're a fucking fraud. Anyway.
Now.
Boom. So I had to watch the thing to cleanse myself of that. Fuck Irish films are going to fucking do that. Make us out to be... Like, there's half of Irish films are like, oh, these fucking paddy whackery nonsense. Like Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And then...
Darby O'Gill's a great film. Darby O'Gill's a great film.
He's giving out about Pixar, but he's about Darby O'Gill.
Hold on. I'm going to have to make a quick point that you probably don't realise something about Darby O'Gill.
Go on.
The original Darby O'Gill, the original cut of Darby O'Gill had all Irish actors with proper Irish accents in them.
Okay.
Darby O'Gill was remastered and redubbed with Diddley Oi accents from America. So you've probably all sat down and watched the Diddley Oi one, not realising that you've been duped by fucking Disney or whoever it was to make it more Irish than Irish for the American audience.
It's a film.
That's the version you have probably watched.
It's a film about leprechauns.
Yeah, but when you watch it from an Irish point of view as a fantasy film with the original Irish dub, it's fucking brilliant.
Okay, I'll take your point on that one. It's still a film about leprechauns. It's still fucking...
And the Banshees. Remember the Banshees scene? I bet you fucking shot yourself and you said,
that's still paddy whackery nonsense. But my point is that this is supposed to be...
That's not...
This is supposed to be like the real fucking Dublin, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be these lads going out every weekend and getting off their boxes and it's great, and we all have a moment of realisation and our lives really this bad and should we be doing this shit? Who gives a fuck? Stop talking like fucking Shakespearean scholars, like, you know what I mean? And you can hear your man fucking talking over it. There's one thing I hate. It's narration.
I'm actually intrigued by myself.
You're intriguing me there.
There's one thing I hate is narration, right? I hate it because I can't think of a good example of where it's used well.
Yeah.
Narration.
Goodfellas. Sorry, I tell it like Goodfellas. Terminator 2. This is being narrated the whole way through, as far as I can gather. Like, I often gave out about Blade Runner's narration. I don't know, have you heard that? That's fucking atrocious. But that's atrocious because Harrison Ford didn't want to do it. It doesn't sound interesting. This guy went out of his way to give narration to this fucking stupid film, and it's like he's talking about how hard life is and how hard it is to be fucking hopped up on drugs, and then he meets his fucking homeless brother, and your man's like, oh, you're nothing but a fucking waster, and I wasn't looking for money, and oh god. Right, anyway, fuck him, he's a fraud. Moving on.
Do you know, it reminds me of watching Adam and Paul. Do you remember Adam and Paul?
Yes, it's exactly the same fucking thing.
Everybody going on about how great and funny it was. They're
exactly the same
scumbags robbing a poor look like a cerebral palsy kind of guy down an alleyway, robbing him.
Yeah.
So what's going to be this? Is horrible. It's actually turning my arse into a fist. Right?
I don't mind.
It's driving up the walls.
I don't mind a crime film. You know, say what's that other crime film with Colin Farrell in it?
In Bruges.
Oh man.
No, the one that's specifically about Ireland. He puts the brown sauce in the tea. Intermission. Like, I don't mind that. That kind of is just an Irish crime film, you know, and it sets out to be an Irish crime film.
Yeah.
This sets out to be, this is what Dublin's really like, or the Darby O'Gill and the Little People. This is what leprechauns are like. You know what I mean? So can we make something that actually shows, like, your man, what's his name? Fucking that British fella who made Dead Man's Shoes.
Paddy Considine.
Yeah, he makes films about Britain. Like, Dead Man's Shoes obviously is like, say, a revenge thriller or whatever, but it looks like it's set in actual Britain. And I've been in actual Britain, and it does look like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks like that, but Irish films don't look like that. Although British people are probably saying, "Oh yeah, that doesn't look like Britain at all." But
can you think of an Irish film? Anyway, that was a good film. I'm trying to think.
I want to see any of the Irish films that you've seen when you were younger.
Jackie Chan's The Medallion.
The Foreigner.
The Foreigner. That was a great film.
Great film.
Great.
The Medallion was filmed all around Dublin.
I didn't. You're going to shoot me. Never seen it.
No, it's a bad Jackie film. Fucking Lee Evans is in it. Lee Evans plays this weird straight man.
Don't knock Lee Evans. Fifth Element.
No, I love Lee Evans. Lee Evans is great.
You're gonna have to describe him to me now.
Lee Evans, the comedian.
Sweats constantly. Look, he seems small enough. Always, he's very active.
What's he in?
Hands going on. He was in the Fifth Element for like 5 seconds.
Got it.
He was in a really good film about him and a family, like kind of a poor family going camping. It was just a kind of disaster-stricken family from a council estate.
Was he in something about Mary as well?
I don't remember him being on that. But Lee Evans is hilarious when he's allowed to be hilarious.
Oh, he's very
forced to
funny.
be this weird straight man in the. From what I can remember, like that's one of those late, kind of more recent Jackie films that are pure, like, you know, pay any attention to.
Oh, can I just say something about The Commuter as well?
Go on.
You know all these Jerry action films that Liam Neeson does?
Yeah.
Like, I loved them. Again, unashamedly, bar Taken 2 and 3, and I didn't really like Unknown either. This is like Liam Neeson, Jerry Action, tries to do Hitchcock, but then resorts to punching. It's fucking brilliant. My missus hated it.
When every time you say Liam Neeson, all I want to do is say to you, Qui-Gon Jinn.
No, he's forever Brian Mills to me.
Brian Mills,
Taken. And like
the first one was great. Second one, the third one was just like, how many times can I let my daughter be taken?
Exactly, yeah. Done for bad parents. My 45-year-old, 16-year-old
daughter, yeah.
It's like, there's no way she's 16. She's at least 40. No, because I like that other one on the plane as well. The same director.
That's The Commuter, is it? Or
Non-Stop was on the plane. The Commuter is on the train.
The train.
Wait to see
and what's the one where it's the doctor and his identity is stolen?
Unknown.
That's Unknown. Yeah.
The one in the taxi.
Every time I see like a Liam Neeson action film, he's always an ex something. Like, obviously he's an air marshal and Non-Stop, and he makes a point of at the start of The Commuter. He's an insurance salesman, so he makes a point of saying that he's an ex-cop, you know, and it actually drives the point home because he meets his old buddies in a bar and stuff. It's like, yeah, he's obviously an ex-cop, and then he's like, oh, I moved my family over here from Ireland, you know. It's like they don't even try and make him American anymore. It's just like he's Irish.
He's Irish.
Yeah.
Just let him be Irish.
Exactly, yeah. He can't do any other accents. If you've ever seen Next of Kin, ever see that?
No.
Oh, wait, check that out. It's Patrick Swayze, Bill Paxton, and Liam Neeson play three brothers. Bill Paxton is murdered by Ben Stiller, I think. And then, I know.
Where did this film come out of? What the hell?
Bill Paxton is murdered by Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that happening.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's fucking brilliant.
Game over, man.
Yeah. And Liam Neeson plays like a mountain man with a Northern Irish accent.
What?
What's the name of this film?
This is
Next of Kin.
Next of Kin. Oh no,
I'm going to dream up a lot of films.
No, this exists. This is Patrick Swayze is
Crazy Swayze.
Briar Gates, I think is his name. And the other guy's Tucker Gates or something. They're all these hillbillies. But Patrick Swayze has moved to the city and become a cop, and he's investigating his brother's murder by Ben Stiller. I think it's Ben Stiller who murders him. Ben Stiller's definitely one of the bad guys in it, but it's fucking deadly.
No striking distance.
Excuse me.
That's Liam Neeson on a boat there. The remake of Striking Distance.
Well, going back to it then, you slapped on the thing anyway.
Yeah, I stuck on the thing, and it. What can I say that we haven't said before? Fucking loved it.
Yeah, no, it is amazing.
Special film. Special.
I remember you and me having a major talk about that, and then getting real geeky about it when we used to work in game one time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like.
One of our early bonding sessions, I'd say.
Yeah, and was it can the thing organism, can the organism from the thing assimilate and turn into an alien out of aliens with the acid blood?
I'd say so, yeah.
Or would the acid molecules actually break down and kill off the thing organism molecules? Like, whatever the fuck is going on?
It has Wilford Brimley in it.
The thing, has
our favourite cockfighting fucking.
As Blair, who fucking, you know, there's great curiosity among Thing fans as to how Blair got assimilated.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who went mad when he realised what this organism can do. Do you remember the graphic and a world population in 279 days or something like that affected? But remember they lock up in the shack and they go out to the shack then later on, then there's fucking like claw marks in the shack. But you don't know whether they were claw marks made to get into him or him make claw marks to get out.
Yeah.
And then obviously they find the tunnel and then they find the fucking ship. A lot of people have found slagging off that scene, but what they're forgetting about though was the thing can turn into any creature it's ever been before.
Yeah.
So it could turn into a big beast and tunnel down through, and then they could turn into like fucking whatever scientists they used to be and fucking make a fucking ship. Why can't they? But with the whole thing was like, when did he get infected? When did the organism get to him? But if you remember at the very start, this is my little theory. At the very start,
the dog.
When he's doing the autopsy on the dog,
he
has a pencil with a rubber on the top of it, and he points out this. He goes to this. This is a copy. That's real dog. And then when he stands back, he puts the pencil up to his lips, and as he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
And remember, at one point they say if one molecule of this can get into you and start the process. I recommend we all eat out cans. Now, remember your man, the other doctor says that, or the kind of what was he? He wasn't a fully fledged doctor. He was a training doctor. Fuchs. Fuchs burns himself to because remember they go and they find his glasses in a big heap of black ash. But yeah, it's a film that has kept its fucking strength and power like forever. From it being a flop and fucking destroying Carpenter, like, you know, his confidence for so long, to being like one of the greatest films ever made.
It's hard to reconcile that being a flop, though.
Yeah, it's hard to understand that.
And it's obviously a couple of years before we were born when it came out, so we will never understand how that can be a flop. Now, I know there's films that come out now that are going to go on and become huge films in the next, say, 10 or 15 years.
We looked at them and went slagged off. Yeah.
Not even that, ones we didn't even know about.
Like Predator is going to be considered a classic in 10 years' time.
Brilliant.
No. It's rated E for everyone.
It's rated E for bullshit.
How much fun did we have in the cinema?
Just didn't take it seriously. We had a great giggle.
We had a great night. We had a super
It was
night.
fantastic.
Meanwhile, this cunt's in the cinema going, this film is not impressing me at all.
Yes, that sounds like me, alright.
How dare you, Shane Meadows, or whoever your Shane Black, whatever your name is, how dare you make this film and not make it to my specifications? That's an impression of Derek in the cinema.
The exact same thing Joe said about that film.
And
He's always
Kevin
slagging
Shields
off.
as well. Kevin fucking...
So how dare you, Pixar, not make film to make me emotionally attached to these characters? Fuck you, John Lasseter, and your busy hands.
Isn't it great that we all have our own opinions about things?
Exactly, yeah. Sure.
Except as Kevin Shields says, yours isn't an opinion, you're just playing around.
Is that my Quentin Tarantino issue?
Quentin Tarantino issue, yeah. Yeah, we'll get that.
No. That's probably another whole other podcast.
But did you hear
Death Proof, just saying. Just saying.
Without the end of the thing, when Childs and McGrady sit down at the end.
That was continued on to the game.
Oh, was, yeah, but the game isn't.
I know, it's not going to. I know, but
when he hands Windows the bottle, look at it again and see if you see a twinkle in Child's eye.
Okay.
Like normal twinkle, like you know, the light reflected on the eyes. Because apparently, when the organism replicates you, it was one little thing was it didn't replicate the aqueous fucking juices around your eye or whatever, so there was no light shining in the eye.
Alright, okay.
We don't know if it's true or not.
Right, okay. It's a fan theory.
It's out in the ether, like, you know, go and figure it out yourself. Like, there's loads you can pick up. Like,
jump on Reddit there and start typing away.
It's really interesting. Ina.
Sorry, just before we go to speaking of games, Titanfall 2 was fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, did you? How good is that storyline?
Fucking
have you played that storyline?
Would you believe after you said it on the last podcast, I go on to Amazon, there's $9.99. I'll have that.
I got it for,
I bought it. Haven't got it yet.
I got it for £4 at the PlayStation Store.
Oh my god!
And then it was up to 20 the next day, so I was glad I bought it that evening. I'm trying to live buy it here. It fucking wasn't working on the app, so
without spoiling anything that Eno hasn't played it.
Yeah.
How good was the end of that game?
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal.
It's incredible.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Is it a short enough game? Is it?
I finished
if you play it normal, you'll get through. If you play it normal, you'll fly
a lot of time.
It's the same with all games. You know, you put it in normal,
you fly through it.
But if you get through it in 3 hours, don't complain that the game took 3 hours.
Because you're not.
Play it hard and let it take it 7 or 10 hours, whatever.
But it's not particularly difficult in any.
No, it's not. But the plot line races.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, and it's like I know that was built as originally a multiplayer only Titanfall 1 was, and for them to not just bolt on some fucking tacked on story onto something to actually make it work, I was like, fucking brilliant.
There's a whole setting, I'm going to spoil a little bit, but there's a whole setting in it where it's kind of puzzle based, where you're flicking backwards in time and forwards in time. So you're standing on a platform, say, and there's like nothing but like collapsed masonry and fucking building in front of you with flames, and you're going, how am I going to go over to the other side? Well, you flick back in time and it's like, the bridge is up. But as you're running along, then something happens. You have to flick back in time, so you start falling. So you have to jump onto the side of a yoke, run, jump, then flick forward in time and land on a ledge. Run, jump onto the flick back in time, land, and then to try and get through the section, like, you know.
It does.
It's just
class. It does first-person platforming properly.
Oh yeah. I've never played a first person that has that level.
Neither have I, because I remember I got Mirror's Edge free with the PlayStation 3 when I bought it.
Yeah. And
this was a dose of shite. I turned it on for 10 minutes, like, fucking free running. Fuck you. So then I traded it back in for something that wasn't that. Probably Dirty Harry again. It's usually my go-to thing to trade stuff in for.
Films to trade in for.
5 Dirty Harry films.
I'm delighted. We can play the hard mode in that now.
Yeah, I was playing a bit online as well. The online's alright. I'm not really massive into online shooters.
I've gotten really into that now.
Have you?
Yeah, because it does open up a lot when you find a gun and you find a setting that you like, and all of a sudden then you find that the right Titan that you really like, and when all that stuff lines up, and then you look forward to calling in the Titan, and you look forward like, and there's a Titan I use, I can't remember his name, but he has like he shoots like this massive caliber bullet, like in single shots. It's not like a machine gun. It's like it's hard to aim with it, like, so you have to get the hang of it. Like, but when you get the hang of it and you're shooting like
anything
players like who aren't in their Titan, so they might be jumping in midair to try and land on you to plant the bomb on you, and you get them in midair and disintegrate them. It's like, it's the best feeling in the world. Like, really.
And even the animation when you're in the Titan, the kind of clunky camera, that thing you imagine walking in a giant robot would be, it actually works, and it's like, it's fucking brilliant. It's really cool. Best $5 I've spent in a long time.
I'm delighted to play it actually, because it was it's as you said, like, you're definitely getting your money's worth for a $5.
Absolutely, sure. I would have paid 20 quid for it.
Eno.
Anyway, sorry, back to Ian.
I'm gonna hot seat Eno now for another couple of questions. What do you think?
Yeah, work away.
One of your favourite scenes ever?
Scenes? Oh, that's a good question. Opening to Casino Royale.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Is that the
black and white section, you know, where he's getting his 00 license, and your man's sitting him and he's grilling him across it, and your man goes, one of the benefits of being section chief, I don't know how many kills you have. And your man goes, it takes 2 to be a 00, and he goes, the first one, do you make you feel it? And he's like, yeah, quite. And then it cuts to the bathroom scene, and it's the whole fight, and he's drowning him, and you think he's got him in the end, and then he goes, don't worry, the second is considerably more, and he just shoots him. Quite.
Yeah,
that's it. That just opens it, and that just sets the tone for that film. It's just fantastic. That's definitely one of my favourite scenes.
Well, you fed into the next bit now. One of our listeners, Barry Evans, he's a big James Bond fan.
All right.
And I don't think we've spoken enough about James Bond as a franchise on the show.
I have to watch most of them again, because Quantum of Solace was actually on the other night. I was going to record it. No, I know what you're saying, and I do need to watch Casino Royale to bring myself back up to speed.
Casino, have you?
I have seen Quantum of Solace is the only Daniel Craig one I haven't seen.
But promise me, if you watch Quantum of Solace, you'll watch it directly after Casino.
No, I will, and that's why I didn't record it, because I need to watch it.
Have had this conversation. You didn't like Quantum.
No, I like winding you up on Quantum. You forget this, because one time I'll say, oh no, I really like it, and then the other times I'll say, no, I dislike it, just to wind you up.
This is going on the internet forever now.
No, specifically say, no, I enjoy Quantum of Solace for the film it is, and it ties into the Daniel Craig universe of our take on Bond as a whole, and it works in beautifully. Particularly, I know we won't say anything about Spectre or your beautiful rendition of the
won't respect.
But it ties in beautifully all together. They worked it really, really well, and no, I like Quantum of Solace. It has its
the Spectre. The Spectre. No, without giving too much away. The Spectre. He won't respect. Does it tie back to Quantum?
When they steal your man, the whole opening sequence, you know, where he's it's the Day of the Dead, and he takes the ring off your man in the chopper.
I haven't seen it, so don't spoil too much.
No. Yeah, but there is a little.
Skyfall pissed me off so much.
To Green, your man.
So Mr. Green's back in it.
No, but there's the nod to it. There's the nod to what, because it was originally going to be Quantum. Quantum was going to be the new
next baddies,
the next group of exactly. That was the whole thing. But then they kind of changed it halfway, and
they made a crap Bond again.
No, they didn't make a crap. They just stopped. They tried to hark back. They said, no, we're not calling them Quantum. We're going to call them Spectre, and we'll show the evolution of how they'll show how to change from Quantum to Spectre.
If you're still listening, I do apologise for Derek.
I think he's got a lovely singing
voice. Next one, we're just going to edit it in.
Just randomly.
The next fucking Bond team, it's fucking Derek sitting there.
Shut a hand!
But no, they tried it, and they kind of make a justification as it went from Quantum to being Spectre, and then it's kind of tied together.
But is that just it now? So Quantum was changed into Spectre.
Into Spectre. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they
again, without giving too much away,
they just forget about.
No, Quantum just didn't disappear, and the whole idea of Green and whatever else, it wasn't just pushed aside. It's, don't get me wrong, it's not like they go into so much detail. It's just a nod, but it's a nice enough nod that it ties it all together, and I'm more than happy with it. Done more than it did with the old Sean Connery ones to try and tie a whole overarching story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But are you a fan of Skyfall?
Yeah. I enjoy every single one of those movies. The only one of a Bond film that I can turn around and go, it's complete tosh, is I said to you in the car, what was it?
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day. Fucking Madonna special.
Only Pierce
God.
Brosnan and Bond I haven't seen.
You're not missing a thing.
The only Brosnan ones I can watch is GoldenEye, and even then
GoldenEye's good. I love
good.
Actually, no, GoldenEye's fantastic. And
That's
again,
the best Bond theme song.
that's Martin Campbell.
Yeah.
And he done GoldenEye. He done Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
He done The Foreigner.
Did he?
He did. He's the director. He done all those now. He also directed Green Lantern, but we'll push that to the side. We won't talk anymore about that.
It sounds the same kind of story. Maybe he used the same filters on his can, that kind of cold.
But
look
that's exactly. And you can see there was a bit more of a hand in the script as well. And he had a love of this particular type of Bond, and you can see it from being a cold, harsh Bond, particularly with Brosnan's in GoldenEye, to what they're doing with Daniel Craig. And the whole thing with Daniel Craig is that they just got rid of all the gadgets and everything else, where they kind of kept, like, the pen in GoldenEye and all the rest.
But they weren't punching and kicking.
Exactly, but they weren't so heavy on it, because the one with the cannons behind the car is the BMW Z3. The BMW Z3 only shows up at the end of GoldenEye, and the American replacement for Felix Leiter takes it for a spin around the island of Cuba, and he's like, just don't blow yourself up. That's it. They don't hark on too much about the gadgets or anything else. It was a nice play on both of it, which again they tried to do on Daniel Craig and which they did very successfully in Casino.
Did you not think I loved Casino and I loved Quantum. When those two back to back as one single film, one single like 6 hour film, whatever, to me is how I look at both those films.
Excuse me.
But like, if you watch the two of them and then go straight to Skyfall, the change going into Skyfall is massive. It's almost like a completely different franchise.
No, I didn't think it was that much of a change.
There's so many silly bits in Skyfall that are like the Roger Moore silly bits. But Roger Moore was always like tongue in cheek, like, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden we were lashed back to the same silliness from Roger Moore without the tongue in cheek. Like,
I don't think it was a fully throwback. I think it was more, yes, they had the sensationalised villain. You had, the cyanide didn't work, and I've heard you on about
the scene. I've spoken about this where he's kind of interrogating him. He's rubbing the inside of his thighs.
Yeah, he doesn't play on the gay, and I get that.
I'm not homophobic. I just don't see the fucking point. It just makes no sense.
It was a play on Bond. They wanted to see if he could make him uncomfortable. He really wanted to rattle him, and if he couldn't rattle him by trying to touch him up, he gets him at M. Because he knows now, he goes, I'm not going to get him by touching him. I'm going to get him because M is his weak point, and it's because it's his character 20 years previous when he was working in China. This is the same relationship he had with M, and he's trying to feel them out. He's getting the gauge of Bond, and that's the whole thing. And he knows, and he's obviously hacked the system, and he knows Bond's weaknesses, and that's why he puts the shot in the woman's head to take it, because he knows he won't make it, and he just takes the shot and kills her. He is a sensationalised villain, but I feel it was done to keep it back. Yes, it's gone back into the old bit of a Bond verse, but that's also for the old Bond fans as well. You got to remember, you can only take so much from Jason Bourne and the Bourne identities, and then lose Bond's identity completely. And
Bond does need that silliness, I think.
Just a little bit, but it doesn't have to be.
Like, Casino and Quantum were done so well as James Bond, as a character, without the silliness.
It has little elements of it as well. Now you got to admit, Green is a pretty crap bad guy. Yes, but he's completely normal as a bad guy.
He wasn't supposed to be like the bad guy. The Quantum was the bad guy.
I know, and he was just an arm, and he was the weak arm.
Exactly,
Quantum.
They scoped him out. That's so he's supposed to be a crap baddie. But when you watch Casino and all its gritty realism, the same with Quantum and all its gritty, and the fucking car chase that started Quantum with the Alphas and the DB9 is like, oh god, it's like sex.
It is. That's what I was saying.
It's car porn. But then, and you watch them, you go, great. And then when Skyfall was coming, it's like, oh, more of this fucking, they're going to get really into the Quantum. They're going to, and next one we get this stupid baddie who fucking manages to time a fucking train, crashes.
I was hoping you would bring that up. What's going to happen? They're going to blow up part of a tunnel, and he's going to sit there and wake up. Hang on a minute, there's a train coming. Tell the audience to sit and wait. There's no movement then. Yeah, of course the train has to come.
Don't film it. It's too thick to film it.
Okay, fair enough. Then they should have blown it, and it was an aqueduct, and water should have come in.
Something like
fair
that.
Enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I get your point.
Even just fucking blow a piece of silver over Bond and have all the shit fall down on top of him. That's even more real. But like, just to have it right at that moment where he's halfway up the ladder and Bond is right there. No. And
so hang on, can we just point out, you hate non-realism in Bond films. You hate Pixar. Well, is there anything you don't hate?
No. I don't hate non-realism in Bond films because, like, Sean Connery and Roger Moore always played up to the character. It was always like, the old wink to the camera where you're not really getting away from
that was the characters at the time.
Yes, I agree. So, and the silliness fitted to it, like driving the cars out and turning into submarines and shit and all that sort of stuff, and then going down into fucking volcanoes and All the stuff, that's all of its time, and it's charming, and it suits it, and it's silly. But it's silly like me watching Rambo is kind of silly and all. It fits its universe. We had a whole new kind of reboot of Bond with this real gritty universe that I totally bought into, and then got it all slapped back then in Skyfall where there was just too many silly. Well, there was too many silly bits.
Can I just point something out here? You look at the Bond films. I'm not a huge Bond fan, but you look at them all as individuals. So you take different generations, different actors. So you need to look at them and encapsulate them, as you say, the way Connery did it. With his fucking smarmy sexuality, the way Moore did it with kind of the silliness and
look at Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that was dark and that was good.
No, it wasn't. I've watched Living Daylights and I've watched License to Kill only in the last 6 months, and they are absolutely like he fucking managed to get a truck to do a wheelie through a fucking Born and Wrecked. Like, come on.
No, hang on. You're saying, right, so the reboot Bond is this gritty real.
Do I say that? A massive big fucking Mack truck to go up on its back wheels, like, how the fuck? It's just physically not possible.
You were saying that your reboot Bond is this gritty realistic film, a gritty realistic franchise.
But go right back to what it was like. All of a smack.
But they don't go.
My point being, it doesn't get as silly as Moore or any of them. But my point being that if you want that kind of gritty realism, and I guarantee if they continued that gritty realism from Casino Royale the whole way through, without bringing it back to that little bit of tongue-in-cheekness that Bond's known for throughout all his incarnations, people be complaining, it's just like the Bourne films.
Exactly.
Like, if you want
a good story is a good story, full stop. Good story with characters, that's it.
I'm not the world's biggest Bond fan, right? So I'm holding my hands up here, I'm being objective here.
I want to be a big Bond fan.
Yeah.
But the fucking films themselves.
I need to go back to
Skyfall for a second.
There's too many though.
I have to go back to Skyfall.
I don't have the time.
I have to go back to Skyfall, right? Just for a second.
Right, go.
You have the train scene, ridiculous. You have the baddie, he's ridiculous. You have his motivations are ridiculous as well. You have the scene.
How is that ridiculous? He's a disavowed agent. No. But besides the
so he wants to kill every fucking agent.
No, that's not the reason he wants to kill it. He's a disavowed agent that M just pushed him to the side, and he reckons he had a bond with her, like Bond does. That he's the loyal agent.
You're not he surrendered to the. He gets the hump with his boss and
but he surrendered to the Chinese, and he's to my knowledge he's locked up for God knows how long after a cyanide tablet fails to kill him, and he's left to fucking languish in China.
So his first time he gets out then is I'm going
to kill M.
Listen,
I want to make M hurt. I'm going to hurt, and the biggest way to hurt her is by getting her number one golden boy James Bond, and I'm going to torture him and her through this.
Okay. Again, the quantum and everything else. I'm buying what you're saying. I'm buying it. Okay, but I'm going to have to sell it back to you a little bit here. The quantum is realistic. The quantum can be like it was alluding to, like, you know,
we're borderline on embargo territory here now. So.
the quantum was like big company kind of control and stuff and calling the shots, and that's effectively kind of what's happening today. But then it goes to your man. Those motivations are not strong enough. Like the actual material, the manpower, the logistics of him, like, enacting his revenge, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you become his henchman? Why? We have this realistic good universe.
Why would you become his henchman? Right? Why would you follow the Emperor in Star Wars?
No, you're going.
No. It's the same thing. Why would you become anyone's henchman? Why would you join? Right, we've got Predator. Why would you join Dutch's crew? I mean, fuck that. Because they're all roid monsters. Why would you join the Cambodians' crew? Okay, fuck that. They're all Cambodians.
Hold on. So you just keep answering. You have so you just keep a question. Joining the Emperor, you no choice. He literally took over the Republic. So you're underneath the you become an imperial citizen. Some people did. There you go. There's the answer to that. So
why would you?
Because there's so many people who don't take action. When was the last time you marched for the homeless people in Dublin? Never. Nor have I. Some people don't. Some people.
Excuse me. That's very presumptuous and correct of you.
By the way, not to make light of the home situation, but
the fact that I hate marching.
But the point I make, like, it's silly to refer to them because Star Wars had never given us a particular style. It gave us like a massive big palette of just creative madness and brilliance. James Bond has been going through different eras and different styles and everything else, and this should have been the era of gritty realism, but it slapped it back with Skyfall. And it became, the thing about Skyfall was there's no tongue in cheek and there's no humour to Skyfall. The shootout then in the hearing, you know, the hearing in Westminster, it's thick. That's one of the worst shootouts I've ever seen. There's literally bullets going fucking everywhere, and nobody's dying. And then it leads to the chase, which leads to the train, and then when he goes up to, why the fuck did he bring him up to Skyfall, up to the mansion? All him had to do was literally ring in for a couple of Eurofighter Typhoons to come in and blow up all the fucking helicopters that your man was on, like when he was assaulted Sky. It's fucking England here. And she's basically the leader of all of the military in England, there was and then all the fucking technology, all the swiping technology in the fucking down in the fucking depths of MI5 or whatever. It was just too silly.
But like you forget then as well, M is kind of on the way out as well. Ralph Fiennes' character is coming in to replace her, so she doesn't have all the, and he's very good. It's fantastic. But she doesn't have all this. You think, oh yeah, she can come in and Typhoon, napalm the shit out of fucking Scotland.
The most important key person of MI5 is missing. All she has to do is get a mobile and say, here I am.
She's not the key member anymore. It
doesn't matter if she's not the key member. She could be like fucking the 10th in line to be the main key member. She could still get fucking jets to come up and blow the helicopters, like no problem. And a bit then when he jumps into the water, does he fall in the water, jump into no, he falls in fighting your man, isn't it? And then he's swimming in the water. And then you have like all of the fucking lights coming through from the flames of the mansion, and it goes like for nearly a minute or whatever, and swimming underwater, and you're going, do you know what, you're just the director. You're just a fucking wanker.
Can I just?
I'm so done with this.
How many times have you watched it?
Twice.
Right.
I watched it once with my old man, and the two of us were like really excited because it's the next one for fucking Quantum. I mean, him loved Quantum, and I was like, great, me and my dad come sit down watching our Sky. I just kept going. No, I'm still in. No, I'm still in. No. Okay, the train. Oh god, I hate this villain. I hate this train. I hate this director. I hate what's going. This fucking storyline is fucking stupid. And then that's why I didn't go see Spectre.
I'm afraid now, because if you do go see Spectre,
respect.
I was actually waiting for that.
I can edit the rest of it.
You won't enjoy Spectre.
Really?
If you are that adamant against those few, like, and don't get me wrong, a train coming in just to make the cinematic effect at the time, that kind of stuff annoys you. Blofeld is going to, the whole thing with Spectre is going to just
your mind.
Yeah, and not in a good way.
No.
So, talking about the different eras. So we say the Connery era. What's your favourite Bond from Connery?
That's a very good one.
Mine would
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger.
Just. Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. It's it's over the top as cheese. It's fantastic.
Did you like On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
Yes, I like. I like On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I presume all Bond songs just sound like that. I just imagine Shirley Bassey singing every single one of them. Goldfinger.
I think the crowd
Diamonds are forever.
I think the crowd.
Octopussy.
Why did I ever start on this podcast?
Cabin fever has destroyed me.
Go bake some bread there.
Go bake some bread or go shopping or something.
The sweat's poured down my head.
I was hoping there'd be more silence in this episode, so I have more shit to edit out, but it doesn't look like it.
I'm getting really, really warm.
This is the lazy dad's going, just leave it in. Just leave it in.
Oh my god, I'm aging. I can feel my hair going grey.
Oh, we finally broken him. It's so hot here today.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think they tried to just make it just a little bit too real. The whole thing with the wife and it was good. It was really, really good. And then I think they took the chance with an unknown actor as well, George Lazenby. Might have been just too much of a risk at the time, considering everybody was just used to this whole womanising Bond.
G'day, it's me, James Bond.
That's just walking.
Straight.
Who's this guy?
You flaming galah.
Although, fair bones to him, he was a mechanic. He bluffed his way in, and they hired him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was he a mechanic as well, though, if I remember correctly?
He could very well have been, but he was actually a model at the time, and he went for the auditions, and that they brought him in. But his problem was they wanted to bring him back for another Bond, and he asked for more money. And he said, broccoli being so crowded, no, we'll just get somebody else to
go fuck yourself.
How many times have we rebooted?
And the worst thing was, after Lazenby left, he since said, like, his worst move was listening to his agent and asking for more money and playing hardball with the Broccoli's when it came to James Bond, and that he should have
continued on,
should have kept going, because his career practically disintegrated after that. He showed up. He went and he filmed a lot of kind of cheap Chapasaki kung fu movies in China, and that sort of stuff. But he's a smart man. He became a successful business owner. I think he ran like a clothing company or something along them lines. It'd be worth looking up actually to see what. But like he's not. It was a real estate. It was a real estate business. He started a real estate business and a rather successful real estate business. That's what it was. So, like, you know, he certainly wasn't down and out, but he does look back with kind of
a hint of regret.
A hint of regret about that. Right, so that's Lazenby. I like the only bit in the Majestic Service that drives me with the fucking walls when he slides down the path in the ice with the machine gun. It's so stupid looking.
But it's
Bond. But you can get over that. No, you can get over that because it's old Bond.
They roll a Mustang, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a chance.
Can I just throw out amphibious car?
Yes, Lotus, which was beautiful.
Yeah, but this is all old Bond.
Woman drowned in gold. Woman drowned in oil.
Old Bond.
Bond fights dragons.
No, sorry,
that was Quantum.
Quantum Solace.
That was Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fields, Christmas Day, whatever her name was. Pussy Galore. Stupid names.
You gotta remember, Strawberry Fields is her code name. That's not actually her name, it's her code name.
Octopussy.
But still, then you get Octopus.
Yeah.
Octopussy wasn't a baddie. And she was... Octopussy wasn't her name either, sure it wasn't.
No.
She had a weird poisonous octopus in her room, wasn't it?
What?
She was after the Fabergé.
Can I just point out I've never seen Octopussy?
No, Octopussy is terrible.
She's a weird poisonous octopus. Oh, but a fucking train explodes over Bond's head. Holy fuck! You will accept a poisonous octopus?
She has it in a fish tank, a massive big fish tank. It's a rare exotic pet. Like,
if you're going to talk about,
I'm sure if you go to a rich person in fucking LA right now, they'd probably have a tiger at the back garden there. Fucking what's his name? The boxer had a
Mike
tiger.
Tyson.
There you go. Tiger funny. Well, when you have an exotic fucking small poisonous octopus,
would it be tiger funny then?
If you want to talk ridiculous Bond movies, talk about Moonraker for fuck's sake. Launching from Brazil up in the mountain.
That was the fucking Star Wars James Bond. It's terrible.
Moonraker. Don't think it's Moonraker.
The lasers and all that, man. It's fucking shite.
There it is. Yeah. Oh god, Moonraker.
What about Roger Moore then? What's your favourite of Moore's?
Thunderball was Connery. More. Spy Love Me.
Live and let live.
Live and let die.
Spy
Love Me.
Spy Love Me is great.
Spy Love Me is a great, and it was kind of like a Bond. Moore was on top of his game with that Bond.
Sheila Easton's song for that, beautiful. Yeah. It's actually a great song. Nobody does it better. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I rate the Bonds by the songs. You know, so obviously GoldenEye's up there.
Oh.
You know,
Tina Turner.
GoldenEye, you found your weakness. They also like Shirley Bassey to me. That one Jack White did was atrocious.
That was good. Quantum of Solace,
that was a great one.
Alicia Keys. That was her.
That's a great one. There's another one that gets a lot of stick. Oh yeah, Chris Cornell's one, and that's a
I love that one.
deadly one.
That's Christina Ricci. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a great song. I think I know that now, being a bit of a Chris Cornell fan.
No, I just don't know. I'll listen to it later on. I know
you would know as soon as you hear it, you kind of go, oh god, yeah.
One thing I'll say about Skyfall, fucky Dell and her stupid fucking whingy music.
Yeah, I don't like that song now.
No, it's terrible.
It does not.
I like it. It's Bond.
It's not great.
No.
I like it. It's Bond.
Sam Smith
was
good. Of the two Timothy Dalton ones, which is your favourite?
The Living Daylights. Love the Living Daylights. And that Aston Martin and that the AMV8. It has a special. Your dad gave me the model for that. I have it sitting there. I absolutely love it.
Do you know what? There's one scene in the Living Daylights that scared the shit out of me as a kid. It's when they feed Felix to the fucking tiger shark.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene? They actually dunk him. Like they have like a trapdoor, like this fucking. There's like a little kind of harbour boathouse or a shack or something, isn't it? Come on, what it is? And they have the trapdoor and they just drop him down on a rope. And the tiger shark comes up and you actually see it like coming up and go eating on him, like, you know. I was like, oh god. Now he survives, doesn't he? They pull him back up.
I know Felix always survives.
He's just not mauled. He's not fucking. He's in ribbons like a Bond comes in. But
Felix is always Bond's equivalent, and he never does
the fucking half a taxi, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a great scene actually. Yeah.
They're great. They're great.
License to Kill was good fun, but it goes way over the top. Like particularly with the trucks at the end, it goes like fucking way over.
And Duran, nah, not for me, thanks.
And no, Duran wasn't License to Kill. License to Kill was the girl got a license to kill.
What was Duran?
And you know, I'm going straight for your heart.
No, I'm not gonna even. I was gonna try in there.
What was her name? Gladys Knight.
An hour of us singing Bond theme songs.
I actually have the Gladys Knight, the License to Kill soundtrack on vinyl, believe it or not. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah,
Which is
Straight after GoldenEye, would you believe?
so of the
You
Brosnan.
found your weakness.
GoldenEye.
I'd go
GoldenEye every day.
Rest-
GoldenEye is
It is.
fantastic.
It's probably my favourite Bond film,
Yeah,
and it's the
it
first
is.
one I remember sitting down and really enjoying. Not that I hadn't seen other ones. I need to go back and rewatch them again.
Yeah.
But that was the one that's by far my favourite.
It's
out
fantastic.
of the maybe
No, I like-
6 that I've
I
seen.
think the Roger Moore ones are probably the most fun and campy ones.
Yeah, they know what they are. They're very much.
Like the what's the one where he hopscotches over the alligator heads?
Oh, that was
the baddie with the hook.
yeah.
Hook hand.
The Baron Sandy.
Is the
He
one?
hates the fucking train.
I don't know what you're saying that for, because I already made it clear that the old ones were campy and fun.
Yeah.
So that the madness fits in the old, particularly in the Roger Moore, the madness, the craziness, the corniness, it all fits in that universe. But Casino Royale and Quantum
He's
made
getting
this
real angry. I like
whole new universe, which was gritty and real. But then Skyfall went back to fucking the other ones.
But no, it's
without
still-
the campiness.
no,
it didn't fit like.
It's still gritty and real, and it's just
it's
bringing
not.
an element of a Bond bad
Right,
guy.
that's it. I'm a bar
Okay, fair
He's
enough,
getting
fair enough.
real angry.
I am.
So I'm
No,
not
I'm
arguing.
He's getting nowhere. He's getting
Yeah,
nowhere. That's the
exactly,
problem. We're not taking it. We're not listening to you. You're wrong, John.
I'm not
You're
going
wrong,
to
John.
I'm back. Derek just edited every day where I did actually go home.
6 hours of me punching Joe at the back garden.
But, okay, so then to wrap it up then,
Okay.
your favourite then of the Craig films?
Casino Royale, because that is probably one of my top 5 films.
Do you know what I loved about Casino Royale was
Victory for Joe.
the bit, I'm going to spoil just 2 small bits of Casino Royale. It's not a big deal. You've seen it already,
I
haven't
haven't
you?
seen it, yeah.
Alright, well then, you know the bit where what's the body's name? Is the Danish actor? He's brilliant.
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
he's
Le Chiffre.
the Chief.
But there you go, there's an over the top bad guy.
No,
he's got the
he's-
scanty eyes and he's
not
weeping
over the
blood. He's weeping
Oh
blood.
my
And
God,
he's
he's
a
not
Bond
over
film.
the top.
No, but like I
No,
don't mean
he's
that he's
not.
over. I'm not saying he's over the top in the way he acts or whatever. I'm saying he is a
actually-
Bond villain.
He is actually there are people out in the world today who do what he does by investing fucking funds from terrorist
Terrorist organization
organizations.
betting against the way the market goes. I know he was going to crash the plane.
And creating fucking market divisions and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
People do that.
I know.
That is not
I
unreal.
know. No, I'm not saying that was
The vein
but
and
I'm
his
saying-
eye, like
yeah, and I know that's a condition, and
I
that's
can make my eyeballs vibrate. I can actually make my eyeballs
I can
vibrate.
wiggle my ears.
Can I just point out, I also have a weepy, blood-filled eye now at the moment. Do you know what I
With
mean?
that manky eye.
Yeah.
But the
Look at it.
one bit, you know when James Bond's tied up? And
He's
he has his
torturing.
balls hanging out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck. And he
Everyone
starts laughing.
knows you're going to die scratching my balls.
What a great scene. Super
It would have been better with Connery though.
Not long after.
You know you're
there
gonna
was the-
die scratching my balls. Brilliant.
I did that really well.
Not long after was when they flipped the DB9.
Yeah, they roll it. No, before.
They roll it.
It was before.
Before, isn't it?
Because that's how they
Oh,
get
they
him.
capture
They have
him,
Vesper
correct.
in the middle of the
Correct.
road. He comes
Yep.
over the hill, and that's actually in the Guinness World Records for the amount of times they roll the car, because it
Really?
flips so many times. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
And then here's a question for you, for both of you actually. I'll ask Ian first, because you're the Bond expert.
I
Who would
wouldn't
you
say
like
expert,
to
but
see
just totally
as the
enjoy.
next Bond?
I was never see. This is. I don't know. I'm in 2 minds. I like Tom Hiddleston. He was touted.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tom Hiddleston. He's
Me too, yeah.
phenomenal as Loki. He was
Yeah.
great in King Kong Skull Island.
He was great in King Kong
He
Skull
he
Island,
just he knows how.
He'd be a great Bond.
He'd be a great Bond.
Because he's the quintessential Englishman.
I
Yeah.
agree, and I'm going to give you another
And-
example of
and-
why.
And the other one more I'm going to say, just to get it out. I like, and particularly after his stint on Luther, I do really like
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
I really. Now I know
like
you're
him.
going to
He's
get
a
into the
fan-
whole
he's a-
race thing.
he's a
or whatever.
fantastic
He will play
actor.
Bond really well. And before I was like, I don't know. And then I sat down and watched all of Luther with the missus, and I went, holy shit, this man is phenomenal. Because I'd only known him from Pacific Rim, or this kind of film.
the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
You know, that is not going to sell you on him being Bond.
No,
but like,
definitely it is.
and now Sean Hobbs, which I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see.
In the current fucking reign of Bonds, like, you might as well have the joint neck shit because that's the way it's gone.
I'm Black
Go-
Superman.
make
Tom
your-
Hiddleston every day of the week.
Yeah, I'd go with Tom as well now. I can't be sold on Idly Bidley because
No, I love him. But it's just something. He'd be alright at Bond, but I prefer Tom Hiddleston. Have you seen The Night Manager?
No, and that was done for the BBC. It was a short series. I heard
Fucking
great things about that. Actually.
unbelievable. It's your same guy who wrote Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, John Le Carré, I think is his name.
Somebody else tried to sell the show to me to watch.
I did several
was it?
times.
I beg your pardon,
It is
sorry, yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, my
And
dad
it's
watched it
him
and said it was brilliant.
basically playing Bond. You know what I mean? Like he with the more, what do you call it? The more spy elements of Bond. You know what I mean? The confliction and etc. etc. Night Manager. Yeah.
Excellent.
John Le Carré or John Le Carré or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's fucking brilliant. One of the best TV shows I've ever seen. Hugh Laurie's the bad guy. Like
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie. Oh no, fuck. He goes
like
onto the screen.
Blackadder.
Yeah,
like what the hell?
Even he was in that film Street Kings, and I didn't buy him as the internal affairs guy. I don't really buy him seriously. You know what I mean? And then at the very start, the Night Manager gives nothing away. Now is Hugh Laurie giving a speech.
Right.
Now he's the bad guy. He's this arms dealer, but he's like this fucking reptilian scumbag, and you know through when you see him, you're like, ugh. And your one is in it who I cannot remember the name of. She's an English actress. She was in Peep Show. Now she won an Oscar or something. I can't remember her name. But she's in that as well. She plays almost the M to his
okay,
Bond.
Bond.
If you were to draw those comparison, and she would make a brilliant M.
And he'd be Bond.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
I know. What's his name? Ralph Fiennes is.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Is he actually an M now? Is he?
Yeah, he was Mallory. Was his name? He is M. Yeah.
That was convenient.
It was very convenient.
Good thing it wasn't a salary or something.
And then, so Tom Hiddleston seems to be the round table pick for.
I think he'd be a great Bond. I think he could do it really
well. He does
well.
look the part. See, the whole thing about bringing Idly Bidly in, I'm sure he'd be a great Bond. And
he'd be fantastic.
He's certainly a presence, and he looks like a big, strong character. And a lot of the characters he has played, like Stryker and The Wire. Is it Stryker?
No, he.
What's his name in The Wire?
Name. That'll annoy me now.
I think it is Stryker.
It's our researcher now is going to IMDb the shit out of it.
Damn right I have.
It's
not Stryker, it's something, or Spiker or something. It's something like that. I think it's Stryker Bell, isn't it? Stringer Bell. He was great in that. But it's just like if you bring him in, but bring him in as another agent. Bring him in as like a 008. And have 008 and have 007 together in a film. And don't make a Bond anymore. Call it like James Bond MI5 or something.
Here's the perfect one for you. Hiddleston is Bond. Idris Elba's the bad guy.
006. Do a Sean Bean, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh no, we've never seen like 00s working together though.
Oh, we have. There was one. Roger Moore. Remember, opens up with the clown circus tent, and he kind of the two of them are.
That's Octopussy. That's the shot at the start.
Yeah,
right at the start,
but that's and then you get them against each other. It's Sean Bean and Goldeneye, which it was really.
I mean, like have two 00s like working together like towards the end.
The other side of it is Bond has always been a loner. He always worked on his own. He doesn't work well with others, and then when he does, it's Moneypenny, and she shoots him.
Stupid women in their bedding. Stupid women helicopter pilots. I think Tom Hiddleston will be the next Bond. But if Idris Elba is, so what?
No, I think he'd play a great Bond. I think he'd play a fantastic Bond.
Whatever, anyway.
It's because you're a racist.
Look, you won't watch it anyway, you know what I mean? Spectre.
No, in fairness, I am out of franchise. Like, I didn't run to see Spectre in the cinema. I wanted to go see Skyfall in the cinema. Did I see? No, I didn't. I saw Skyfall with my dad first time. But but that's kind of
that's where it is.
Let's ramp on her up. What's one of your favourite horror films?
Well, The Thing is definitely up there, and
go another one.
Evil Dead.
Which one?
2.
It is the best of the trilogy.
Fair choices.
Evil Dead 2 is up there, or God, you could go all day when it comes to horror films. In fact, Bone Tomahawk is up there now. Holy crap, that shook me to the core.
We watched myself, Mark, and Mark is due on as a guest now soon enough as well.
Oh, so many guests. So much
That's the idea of season 2.
So much
production.
So much production though. I have to sit around and test on mics and test distances and shit.
We sat down there on Friday night to watch Bone Tomahawk, and how good was it?
I'll give it away because I will watch it.
Yeah, no, I won't say. And that's we all of us now own it on Blu-ray. It was just, and it was a slow burner. But God, the pacing, and like you said, when something happens, it's bang, instant. 10 seconds, you're like, holy shit, what just happened?
That was like I was saying about that Brawl Cell Block 99. It is a slow burner, but it moves at a pace. That makes no fucking sense. But
yeah, no, I know exactly. After watching that, I know exactly what you're saying.
You have to watch Brawl then.
Yeah, I have to watch Brawl. I've dragged across concrete. Then I've got them all kind of lined up. what's his name?
Zellner.
Craig S. Zellner.
Zellner.
Talented.
Zellner it is.
Extremely
Right.
talented.
Produces, directs, fucking does the whole bleeding kick.
He's no McG.
Oh, Mike, was it Charlie's Angels and Terminator 4?
I have to say though, of the TV series, the Chuck holds a special place now. Did you ever see Chuck?
No.
He done a TV. It's very funny. Now it's probably a bit nerdy and probably a bit, but he done it was quite funny.
Charlie's Angels. I
I wanted
watched.
to even let that grace my eyeballs.
No, it was on TV. I think one night, and I remember looking at it, and it happened, and it left
Out of your curiosity.
no impression on me. I actually genuinely don't remember what happened in it. I was like, I went into a trance for 2 hours. Like, what the fuck? It was just flashes of stuff happening and punching and kicking.
Random scene.
And I love punching and kicking.
Of course.
You know, I was
And
sitting there watching the
3 attractive women jumping around kicking.
But even
There
that,
should be
I even forgot
and
about that.
Bill fucking Murray.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
I even forgot about that.
You know what I mean?
I want to see Bill Murray now just stick out Ghostbusters.
But I'm watching it. I was saying it to you. Watched it with Max. Oh my god, he's 3. And I was saying I left out the opening sequence in the library when the ghost runs. I was like, of all of them, I think that's the one bit that might get him. We watched it again with that left in. Absolutely loved it. Loved it. But I forgot. Like again, it's been so long since I watched Ghostbusters. All the innuendos Bill Murray's striking at Sigourney Weaver when she's possessed by Zool, and he's making her getting her into it, getting her inside her, and all this kind of stuff. I was like sitting there going,
Yeah.
He doesn't know what they're saying.
no, but no, he doesn't. But I'm enjoying it. And I'm laughing my ass off, and he's sitting there going,
Dan Aykroyd
what?
gets a blowjob off a ghost.
A ghost? But he's dressed. Did you notice he's dressed like Napoleon or something? He's got this big Napoleon jacket. And he's getting
There's no accounting for a man's dream. Like,
What a dream.
I love the bit where you know when Bill Murray goes into Dana and she's hovering up in the air, and she's like, what'd she say? She says something.
Are you the keymaster or something?
Yeah, that's what you're trying to get to.
Something like that. Are you the key master? He goes, "Oh, Zuli, you old nut."
Oh, Zuli.
It's great
Just
fun.
making all the ground
Superb
noise.
fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And I believe Sigourney Weaver's back for this new one.
Is she?
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Apparently they're all on board, bar obviously the dead one. Harold
Egon.
Ramis.
Yeah,
Harold
Harold
Ramis,
Ramis,
yeah.
But it's son Jason Reitman directed.
he's doing it, yeah.
I'm in it.
Even Janine, she's back.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's
And I wonder if they'll get what's his face out of retirement.
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis out of retirement for.
yeah, hopefully.
I
but
would
then
like to
again-
think so, but like for the reasons he bowed out, you completely
But
understand.
that was him as a
20 years ago.
Ghostbuster.
It's fantastic.
He was effectively a Ghostbusters.
I remember this too when he's running with the backpack and he's
The only thing is,
Must have been driven by Slimer. Like,
the only thing is he retired like nearly 20 years ago.
oh, easily, yeah.
So like I mean his kids are all grown up now.
So yeah, of course.
So there's a fair chance that he will come back.
yeah.
Although would you be bothered like? Although if it was something you really wanted,
Yeah.
it's like Joe Pesci came out
apparently
of retirement.
they all had it
for-
right.
Lethal Weapon 52.
Yeah, he came out of retirement for. He's doing a film with Martin Scorsese now, but the one before that was the one that Robert De Niro directed, The Good Shepherd. Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't seen that, no.
Don't bother your fucking.
Oh, right, okay,
It
fair
is the most boring film ever. I was really excited for it. It's about the founding of the CIA.
Oh, right, okay.
Robert De
I know
Niro directs it.
he
Matt
stars,
Damon's
does
in it. He's in it, but he's not the major role. It's Matt Damon.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
very
Well,
disappointing.
I'll speak about
form
that.
your own
Did you
opinion.
see his new one? Ford versus Ferrari, all about the GT40
All about
creation
it.
for Le Mans.
Yeah.
Because you was it you that said you like Rush?
You're not into the car.
No, I haven't seen
car
Rush.
stuff.
You haven't seen Rush? Did you ever see Rush? One of you did on the podcast.
No,
before.
I've seen
You've seen Rush.
No, I've seen it.
Wait, I
Like
think
I was
we
supposed to say,
spoke
if Rush. Did you guys not talk about Rush?
I don't think so.
Maybe it's another podcast. Oh God.
What is this podcast you speak of?
The active dads.
Again, another Rush. That's another one up in mine.
Rush
Nicky
is great.
Lauda and James Hunt.
I'm a huge
What a
fan
f-
of both of those people and the actors playing them, and it's actually on
You've never
Netflix.
seen Rush
so
either, she?
I might watch it tonight.
Have you not seen Rush?
No.
Do yourself a favour, watch Rush.
All right.
For a car racing fan.
You see,
Yeah.
I'm almost
But
afraid
it's
of
not
these
the new one,
films.
I thoroughly enjoyed Rush, and I love my Formula 1.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
the new
really
one,
faithful.
It looks deadly.
Ferrari
and
Ford versus Ferrari. It's
Yeah.
Matt Damon and Christian Bale.
All right.
And it looks. It's all
Actually-
because the Ford GT40 was created obviously to be the Ferrari killer.
That makes sense to me now. Sorry, I was at the Indy 500 and they were the
I know.
guest
I was
marshals.
jealous as hell when I heard. I was like, oh god.
It's fucking daddy. They were the marshals at it, and I was like, "What the fuck are they doing here?"
Oh,
you know what I mean? So that
really?
obviously makes
That's
sense
a
as
tie
to
into
why.
the movie.
Yeah.
So there you go. No, that's. I'm really excited for that.
See Matt Damon's other one. Is it Matt Damon, the
Yeah.
sci-fi one?
Yeah, well, The Martian.
No.
I haven't seen
No, it's a new one coming out where he goes up on there's a space space elevator. the idea of a space elevator. We're actually working on the idea of a space elevator. To reduce the cost to bring materials up into
I just
orbit
get
and stuff.
Donald Trump's Space Force working. That would be
No, he goes up and there's something going on or whatever. It's a proper sci-fi. And is it Matt? No, hold on. It's not Matt Damon. It's Brad Pitt. I think it's Brad Pitt's new film. I always get the two of them mixed up.
All I can think of is Brad Pitt's Quentin Tarantino's new one was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I actually want to see that. That looks good. It doesn't look as pretentious.
Well, it's all,
I want to see Quentin Tarantino film, You sit there like that going,
I will watch it up until the point where self-indulgence starts. I'll be like,
that'll be the first scene.
Exactly.
But then there's Marilyn Manson, isn't it? It's all about the killings.
Yeah.
that links into it.
It's not the whole thing. Yeah, but that's just a nod to Bruce Lee as well, isn't there?
Have you seen Bruce Lee in the thing?
It
looks like Bruce Lee.
It's fantastic. He's got the yellow jumpsuit and everything. It's
Right. Ad Astra. It's the name of the
There's
film.
no, I don't know anything about
Astra. No, it looks good.
There's a funny line of that where he's like, "Oh, my hands are registered as lethal weapons. If I punch and kill you, I'll go to jail." And I was like, "If you punch and kill me anyway, you'll go to jail." That's not self-indulgent, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a big lead up where they talk about how hard life is.
There's literally no self-indulgent. Okay, if any of Quentin Tarantino's scripts are self-indulgent, grand, I'm happy. Continue to be self-indulgent. Quentin Tarantino. The scripts are brilliant.
Did you see that Bad Times, the El Royale?
No, and it looks fantastic.
It is fucking fantastic.
Although I read one review that turned me off it, and then listening to you guys, was the last week you were talking about it, I was like, no, do you know what I'm going to take, because we're not on the same wavelength when it comes to it. The bad review was just that it was long, drawn out, it just didn't hit the notes. When I tried to do it, the big keynotes, it just fell flat. It just it didn't pack the punch that it looked like it should have with the heavyweight cast that it had.
No, they're wrong. Wrong.
That's on my list, so that's what I'm going to watch for the next week.
Speaking of great cast, what film was I watching with a fucking great cast? Was a bit underwhelming there lately. Oh, The Commuter, yeah. That's a great cast in that. And I was like, a lot of them were just underused. You know Mike from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Completely underused.
He's great.
Mike
great.
from Breaking Bad. Is that one of the young fellas, was it?
No, the outfit with the beard.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
he's in.
What was his name? Saul's right hand man. Yeah.
He's a bit underused in that, but other than that,
good.
Pretty good, yeah. Lots of punching and kicking. Sam Neill is in it, completely underused.
What a hero, Sam Neill.
Actually, do you know what I'm going to watch tonight? I have Hunt for the Wilder People recorded there.
That's meant to be fantastic.
There's loads of fucking films you should be watching.
I know.
Loads of them.
I know. Or no, watch Rush.
Do watch Rush. Oh, do yourself a favour, watch Rush. What a film.
There's loads of stuff I want to watch.
But there was one you were supposed to watch kind of podcast there.
I know. We're not reopening Joe's Video Dungeon for quite some time.
We're on season 2. We're on season 2, Joe.
Star Trek the motion picture.
We're just going to arbitrarily change seasons.
So
we might do season 3 next week,
and then jump back to 1 when you bring back the dungeon.
We're not going to do it every month. We're not going to do it every quarter. We're not going to do it every half year. We're just going to do it wherever we feel like it.
Did I give you a end of my Bone Tomahawk?
No, you didn't. I will watch that. I'm dying to see it because I liked that other film. Inside Out. So I assume it's exactly the opposite to that. I heard her emotions.
You saw Bumblebee, didn't you?
Yeah, I love Bumblebee.
Loved Bumblebee. No, I only got halfway through because Max threw a little bit of a wobbler then halfway through, but holy crap, what an opening.
Well, I got it in 4K and watched it there. Was it last week? Wherever when I watched it, and fucking loved it.
Good.
I thought it was brilliant.
Doesn't it wipe the floor and wipe the bad taste of the old Transformers movies out of your mouth, doesn't it?
I love the look of the Transformers. They look like the cartoon counterparts.
That was the 80s. They had the Optimus Prime looks like a flat-faced Peter built, wasn't it? That the flat-faced trucks.
When I saw Shockwave and Soundwave stand beside each other, fucking Laserbeak or Ravage, whoever comes out, it was like I'm sitting on a plane loaded up on G&Ts going, this is the fucking best thing ever. I'll have 4 more G&Ts, please.
Can I ask one question though about the start of Bumblebee? Because they're on Cybertron.
It's more for Cybertron. Yeah.
Why do they have human-inspired change vehicles and stuff?
Well, if you notice, they're not. If you look at Bumblebee when he tears up, he's kind of a futuristic looking car. When the ships turn into the planes, when they turn in, they've got the tri-wing, they've got more of a spaceship kind of feel to them. They're not
Optimus had his fucking truck windows.
He looks like a truck window. I know. He's more of a truck look because he's bigger.
You were thinking.
Soundwave shoots out fucking cassette tape.
Yeah, you were thinking of the Michael Bay one where they landed on Earth and then scanned something.
Yeah, and turned into it.
That is their ability. They can't do that, but they are what they are. This could be fucking trucks on Cybertron. You don't know who built the Transformers. They're fucking robots.
Actually, who was it? It was the Allspark, wasn't it?
But no, that's what that's their creation, isn't it? That gives them life, but we don't know who the bloody created. There was the Primes or whatever. I know that they tried to explain it in one of the Michael Bay films.
Well, that's it. They had knights and dragons and shit. Because
then they tried to bring in the Dinobots as well, and oh god,
Dinobots are
Grimlock didn't even Grimlock.
Yeah.
You know, what's the fucking
Grimlock?
But they're from the canon though, aren't they?
Oh no, completely. Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. Just the way they were done. The whole idea was that the Allspark was handed from, wasn't it, Prime to Prime?
Yeah.
So when Optimus became it, there's your Allspark, away you go. And like I was saying this to you before, I don't know if I'm right. You could probably go. You're probably more knowledgeable than I am, Derek.
Obviously.
That the war for Cybertron started between Optimus and Megatron.
Yeah.
Was because of the fight for the spark that he became Optimus Prime. Instead of being Optimus, he now became Optimus Prime. Instead of being Megatron Prime, and that's what kicked off the whole war. I could be wrong.
That sounds plausible.
Could be wrong.
We'll get some of the research there.
Yeah, Ian, get on that.
Ian, get on it.
You're listening, you know.
By the way, I want my Romeo and Juliet signed.
Ever since you said that, there, I cannot stop thinking.
About that scene.
In the film? Like,
why is that in anything? Why does that exist?
Yeah.
The law. First of all, why? Second of all, why Michael Bay? Why, if he's sitting down doing the script right now, that's a Michael Bay move. So he's there.
Yes,
how do I justify sexualizing a child? A law from Texas. Can you picture him now with the fucking Texas law books? Open it up or googling. How do I justify sexualizing a child?
No. That's something you gain through experience, and that's all I'm going to say about that. That's not something that you go around, oh look, there's a law to get me out of this. He got that from some experience somewhere, and I don't think I want to know that story.
He makes people aware of this terrible law.
Side.
This terrible law.
Side of humanity.
There's people out there fucking watching that movie now going, oh fuck yeah. Oh yeah, you've just opened a door
that
for me.
16-year-old to have the eye on now.
Exactly,
I can woo her.
If I lived within 16 yards or whatever, I can't remember the exact law. I don't want to know the exact law, but I will print it out, I will sign it, and I will laminate it for whatever prize we gave away. I cannot remember what we said, but I will.
Well, we prizes to give away, did we?
That was our prize.
That was your Patreon prize.
Sorry.
The first person to donate euros.
Disclaimer: we have not set up Patreon.
You haven't.
And if by 2 years' time when we do, we'll be fucking listening back to her.
Oprah money, we're making Oprah money.
Oprah money, yeah. It's, like, and Bumblebee's like innocent. You know what I mean? Like, it's an innocent film. It's just good fucking action.
It is
fun film.
But the fights between the Transformers is vicious.
Oh yeah, but
when he rips out the sound box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then Bumblebee kills him now. So fucking savage.
When I say innocent, I don't mean like the fights. The fights between Transformers work. You can see what's going on, unlike the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
like there was a couple of scenes in the other
place.
ones that were good. Like the bit in the woods in the second one, I think, was good, and the bit in the
is that when
freeway.
Optimus goes mad and starts chopping fucking baddies up left, right, and centre?
Yeah, like that was good, and I think the one in the freeway in the first one was good. No, not great, but the battle scenes and the fight scenes that are brilliant. But around that, there's no of this Michael Bay fucking creepy, you know, like everything kind of covered.
Yeah.
But come here, you loved the first one, didn't you? I remember going to cinema and loved it.
I have to say, watching the first one, it was the first time you're getting to see your 80s films on screen. So you kind of walked there and going, holy shit, what did I just see? Just seen Optimus Prime jumping around, battering the crap out of Megatron. Oh my god, yeah, fantastic. By the time you kind of come out and you let the whole explosions kind of set in, and go, what was the story about there? What actually? Wait a minute. It's a good film. It's enjoyable. It was great to see my 80s characters going on.
Question.
But did I think it was the best film?
And did you look up Megan Fox's weird thumb?
I did after you mentioned it. That is freaky ass shit right there.
Weird.
It's no Jeremy Beadle hand.
It's not as bad as that.
No. May he rest in peace. His tiny hand.
Is Jeremy Beadle dead, is he?
He's dead years now, yeah.
Sad.
Died of tiny hand.
Jeremy Beadle was a staple of our childhood Saturday.
Yeah, that's what Beatles about. So scaring people with his tiny hand. Oh look, there's a child behind that bin. Oh no, it's Jeremy Beadle.
Jesus Christ.
That went dark really quick.
Go on.
Your favourite law in the state of Texas.
Well, I had to.
One of your favourite. Did I ask your favourite scene?
You did. I was born the opening scene of Casino.
Oh yeah, correct. One of your favourite soundtracks?
Well, obviously there's the usual Star Wars special.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, there you go. Carrie Lee Fisher singing over the Star Wars theme. Oh, wow.
What about
Star
one of your
Wars
favourite physical media Blu-rays or DVDs that you own?
I have the Blu-ray version, which Brian bought me, of Blade Runner. It comes with the model of the police car and everything. It's fantastic.
I remember that.
It's a beautiful set. Really, I love that. And then I have the Anniversary to Go collection of Bond films as well. It's a huge book, and you just open up each one of the Blu-rays, just set out and an explanation, synopsis of the film, and you just got, it's just beautiful. It's another
flick the diner like this one's shit. Just skip it.
just gonna crack. That never happened.
Other than Star Wars and James Bond, what one of your favourite theme songs?
Oof.
Derek, Ian's thinking favourite theme song?
Oh, definitely Jurassic Park. In Jurassic Park, there are dinosaurs, and they'll eat you if they want to. Anyway, this is a very musical episode.
I'd have to probably go Danny Elfman's Batman.
30 years old today.
30 years old, the original Batman.
And the 4K release of them are supposed to be spectacular.
And they are on my list. They are definitely on my list. Yeah, Danny Elfman.
I really wouldn't mind seeing them again.
And that theme tune just carried it on into the animated series, which is more spectacular. Yeah, Danny Elfman done the music
the
for that.
Batman in the animated series is supposed to be the same Batman from Batman and Batman Returns, is it?
Yeah, and it's Kevin Conroy does the voice, and God, he's the best Batman. And then you've got the best Joker, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Blows it out of the water every time.
Now feel better. That was the very first episode of his podcast. It was they ranked the Jokers, and I think Mark Hamill came top, but definitely Mark Hamill.
Damn right.
Mark Hamill. Yeah, definitely.
I always thought Jack Nicholson was a great Joker.
He's fantastic, and he is. But like, just when you realise, like, one of the best Batman films is the Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh yeah, I have that there. Love it.
It's the animated.
No,
it's based off. It's just
brilliant.
Phenomenal. And Mark Hamill just steals the show as the Joker. He steals it.
And it's dark as fuck.
It really is. It's fantastic.
Dark as fuck. Like, it's like murdery dark. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, it's deadly. Yeah,
it's psychotic as well. Like, the Joker's just so twisted. And,
that's what reminded me of trying to. You know, we were always trying to tell people to watch the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
And always referred to, like, you know, okay, look, it's a cartoon, but just keep in mind that when Cad Bane assaults the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
Not only does he snipe somebody with one of the guards with a single headshot, he jumps down, grabs another guard, breaks his neck, goes around, beats up another guard, and then stabs another guard, and then gets in. Like,
how many clones were decimated in that cartoon? And the way they die, holy crap!
I remember
it's because they've got armor or something.
I watched the movie, and I watched the first few episodes when it came out first. And what happened that I couldn't watch it anymore? It used to be on Sky.
Disappeared off Sky.
It was Sky Movies. It was on Sky Movies, and my Sky Movies subscription ran out. And it was the only thing I watched. And I wasn't paying like fucking 50 quid a month or whatever it was at the time just to watch that. And I said I'll catch up when it comes out on Blu-ray. I presumed it would finish fairly soon after. I didn't think they'd keep it going for 7 or 8 seasons or whatever.
They got 6
seasons.
6 seasons is in production as we speak.
No, I must check it out now. There's a brilliant scene in Batman '89. The Let's Get Nuts scene. That was one of my favourite scenes.
Let's Get Nuts.
Remind me of that scene?
Where
he's in the apartment.
He's in the apartment with Bruce Wayne. The Joker was in his apartment with Bruce Wayne.
And Kim Basinger.
Bruce Wayne. Oh, sorry. Bruce Wayne. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. I remember it now.
Jack, I knew about this guy. He thinks of the firepoker.
He smashes
What are we watching?
That was such a good scene that they even hark back to it in the Lego Batman. Did you ever see that?
I have that. I have more to say.
Oh my god, there's a bit where he comes in and he's I don't want to ruin it, especially if you haven't seen it, but the opening, you know, where he comes into all the villains are doing a thing and he picks his soundtrack to listen to as he's beating up the bad guys, and Let's Get Nuts mix is the Let's Get Nuts. Oh, what a...
But wasn't that Bruce Wayne pretending to be a bit of a gobshite?
Yes. No, he was signing up to the scene because he didn't want to give
Joker too.
So he shoots him, puts him down, and exactly. But that's
there is a bit. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is a bit in the original Batman, was it Batman '89, where the Joker squirts acid out of his flower into a girl's face and melts her face. Am I right in saying? He wears a mask.
No, you don't see that happening. That happens off screen. He's experimenting with his art, is what he says or whatever. And it's Felicia, I want to say her name is. I could be completely wrong. And he turns up and he kind of waves her in to show her to Kim Basinger. And she takes the mask off there. Yeah, the whole side of her face is burnt. He does have the acidic flour that squirts. It was actually even in the toy that you could pump the water.
Yeah,
it squirted out the water.
Yeah. To make toys for a film like that. That's not a kid's film. And it's funny though because
that's why I seen it when I was like 6.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 30 years old. I was 6 when I seen that.
From day 9 it came out, we were like I was 5 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I went to the cinema to see that.
It's funny the way we call it Batman 89, or I have a habit of calling it Batman 89. It's only a film called Batman.
Yeah.
The rest of them
just Batman Returns, Batman Forever.
I remember going to see Batman Begins though, and I wasn't expecting much. It fucking blew me away.
What a great film.
And I love that trilogy.
Batman Begins did, yeah. The rest of them.
No, The Dark Knight is great.
Dark Knight's fantastic. I like The Dark Knight Rises.
And I love Rises. I like Tom Hardy as Bane.
What's the second one?
Dark Knight. And that's Heath Ledger's Joker, which again,
70% of
fantastic.
that film was great.
Oh god.
Don't-
Oh shit,
no,
yeah.
no, we don't
No,
do
the train was in Batman Begins. He doesn't
Yes.
like trains.
No, I like Batman Begins, that was great.
Alright, what was
And then
the
Batman Begins has your favourite thing, Trash Can Fire.
Trash Can Fire. Fucking love it. My favourite thing in the whole wide world. It's right up there with Joe getting angry.
The silliness at the end of because it was so serious and so gritty and so real and so good, up to the point where Two-Face pops into it and he's totally underutilized and he shoots Batman even though he knows, like point blank, even though he knows he's bulletproof, like, and expecting Batman to die, and I just thought that bit was silly.
I completely disagree.
And then
with
the bit
you
where Batman then where his eyes go white and then he manages to link into everybody's fucking phones, wherever it is, to get a map of Gotham or whatever. But that's okay. That wasn't too upsetting because Joker was great in it.
Can I just point out that's right in Batman's MO.
Yeah,
you know
completely.
What I mean? It's completely within what
But like, you gotta
Batman
remember,
would do.
it's Wayne Tech. Wayne Tech, how many things he's probably building mobile phones, he's using all the Wayne Tech phones.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, look, that could be a stupid argument, but I do. I haven't watched him in a long time now. Hands up as well. I do remember the bit with the bike and chasing the truck was a bit silly. I can't remember what it was that annoyed me, so I won't argue too much of that.
Didn't bother me too much.
I do remember the whole way Two-Face was used and was turned like that by Joker was a bit silly.
No, I think
Joker turned him into a bad guy.
No, he just manipulates him.
Can I just point out, right?
10 seconds or whatever.
From the kind of comic book lore, that's the way Two-Face turned. Now, the way he was turned was completely different. He was throwing acid in his face or whatever.
Yeah, in the court case.
Disfigured him. His missus had been killed. He'd been badly scarred. He was annoyed because there were so many corrupt cops, etc., etc. He wasn't underutilized. Two-Face was utilized perfectly in that film because he was much more effective as Harvey Dent, as a character as Harvey Dent.
No, but not the Harvey's fine.
Yeah,
but Two-Face was poor.
No, what I'm saying is, it was perfect because he was only in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You didn't need him in it for half the film.
It was the whole point that his character's fall from grace. That he was the hero. He was.
Yeah, but I've spoken to Batman fans who are sick about that because they wanted to see a proper kind of in-depth kind of look at Two-Face in that universe.
I will take that Two-Face over Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face any day of the week.
That's a poor comparison. No, like Two-Face, as you say, was in it for barely anything, and yet Two-Face is a major villain in the lore.
Yeah,
but so is Ivy, and so is Catwoman.
You need to change your perception here, because if you're looking at comic books that go on for multiple thousands of issues
and huge arcs,
huge arcs.
That's not what I'm saying.
But if you're fitting into a 2.5 hour film,
okay, well, it'd be the equivalent of using Magneto for like 2 minutes.
It's not because.
Kind of.
No. If you have the Joker as the main antagonist for 90% of the film, and then Two-Face for 10%, that's fine by me. If you have Two-Face for 90% and the Joker for 10%, also fine by me. If you have Joker for 50 and Two-Face for 50, doesn't work. It's too crammed.
But don't have Two-Face in it at all. He didn't need to be in it.
But he needed to be in it for the purpose of using Harvey Dent as.
Well, use Harvey and let Two-Face come in then in the next one, or fucking plan him in another fucking film. Like, you know, the fans will know. The fans will know. Right, here's Harvey. Okay, he didn't turn into Two-Face in this one. It might be a next one he turns into Two-Face.
I disagree.
He didn't need to be turned into Two-Face
because it looks to end Batman's story arc but leave it open, because he goes on the run, he can never be seen again and all that, so he's to take the fall for what Two-Face does. He can't take the fall for what the Joker does, because Joker's quite open and honest about it, whereas Harvey Dent's death led to
doesn't take the fall for it.
He does. Batman takes the fall for Harvey. What Harvey went when he went off the whole thing. That's why he goes off into hiding. That the Batman disappears because he it was the Batman that went rogue, not Harvey.
Yeah.
Because Harvey was the shining beacon, that the hope that this city had, you know.
Well, he was dead though.
Because he went bananas as Two-Face and then done some bleeding horrible things.
So why didn't he take the fall for somebody who's dead?
Because if they found out what Harvey did, all the thing, everything he'd done as a district attorney would then be questioned.
Exactly.
So all the people he locked up,
the Rico case,
the whole thing that he was working on throughout the whole film would all be null and void. Because if he goes off, if you have a district attorney who goes off and murders a load of people, the first thing that's going to happen is everyone who's convicted by them are going to appeal and say he wasn't fit to do the job in the first place.
That's the whole bit like a loose quite fit to me.
It's the whole point of the third fucking film, John.
Because they told the thing about his head, all the villains get out.
It's the actual point of the third film.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Because Bane
and
comes
if
in
you
and
want
turns
to
on
talk
the
about the third film, now we're talking about an ending that is just stupid.
What?
The third one?
Yeah, well, you have like
And can I just
the whole army of
just
guards.
before you go any further, you like the Predator, so fuck off.
Yeah, the whole army of guards, policemen walking up towards tanks, effectively.
Yeah.
And the fucking Batwing comes in, and drops an electromagnetic bomb or something on the tanks to stop them from firing on the guards.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do anything to the actual baddies with the machine guns, and they just start mowing down fucking guards left, right, and centre. Meanwhile, Batman is in a Batwing flying around and not bothered to just fucking shoot the cunts with the gun so the guards don't get killed. That's one point. Second
going
one,
after the bomb, but go on.
the second one is when we've talked about going after the bomb. Great, because this is totally going to validate my next point. While he's gone after the bomb, he decides to take a little bit of a detour, go off to an abandoned building somewhere, get enough petrol and all sorts of stuff, and to be able then to put the petrol or flammable material or whatever it is in the shape of a massive big
While the
bomb is timing down.
Sorry,
you're wrong.
The bomb is timing down at that point.
That's when he arrives back in Gotham, and that's a big fuck you to. Oh, you tried to throw me in a pit.
But the bomb is timing down while he's doing that.
The bomb is timing down, but it's been timing down for months. It's not like there's a minute left.
So therefore, you can't justify what you said a minute ago with the bomb timing down.
No.
With that point.
All right, I'm gonna explain why. First of all, you've got the sequence of events wrong.
I have to say,
this is when he first arrives back in Gotham.
Christopher Nolan.
That he lights the fire. Hang on, let me finish. No. If you are first of all, you're wrong about the Harvey Dent thing, because the whole point of the third film is undoing all of Harvey Dent's good work.
Yeah,
you've got sequence
when Harvey didn't need to be in it the first place.
He did need to be.
They could have just done the Joker story.
They could have just done the Joker story, but then how would you get rid of all the other fucking bad guys in Gotham? The film would be like an hour long.
Nah, they could have done the Joker story. There's
the whole
various versions of Joker stories that they could have done.
But they chose to use that direction with Two-Face, and it works, and it works well. It's a nice take.
It's a loose toy fit.
No, it's not.
Anyway, going back to my original point, you've got the sequence of events wrong. He does not paint the bat symbol while he's flying around while there's a war happening. He arrives back in Gotham. He doesn't.
No, there's a bomb timing down. There's a nuclear bomb in Gotham timing down. He decides to fucking put a bat
sorry. Like you banked it out, there's been a nuclear bomb timing down for the whole bleeding fucking film.
Yeah.
It's
literally.
Why did you tell the fellas with the guns?
This
in the Batwing.
No, this isn't at the same time.
It's pretty close.
It's not.
It is.
It's nowhere near
close. The guards have risen up and they're marching towards
but he doesn't disappear to do the bat symbol at that point.
No.
He's already done the bat symbol.
He's done the bat symbol up to rally the people to get the guards going.
He's done the bat symbol and he's flying around his Batwing. Meanwhile, there's a nuclear bomb.
No. He does the bat sign. He lights it up. All the police rally, and then he goes and gets the bomb.
Joe knows that he's got the sequence of events wrong.
He's completely wrong.
He's refusing to listen to how it actually happens.
Do you know what this is like? Do you remember in the O.J. Simpson case when he tried to put the glove on, it wouldn't fit? That's the metaphor for what we're talking about now.
Yeah, you're O.J. Simpson in this metaphor. You're very much O.J. Simpson in this.
Your scene of events don't match up there.
You realised 10 minutes ago you were wrong.
Fit, lads.
You realised 10 minutes ago you were wrong and are refusing to even listen to the counter argument, which is he arrives back in Gotham, paints his fucking thing to rally the people, as Ian said, and then afterwards, after all the people are rallied, then he goes after the bomb.
How long did you think it took him to paint that?
I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. It's fucking
Batman. It's a massive fucking bat symbol.
He has a Batwing.
Okay, so he's using the Batwing to do it. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So even still, how long do you think it'd say? So can you justify even an hour to do that?
Yeah, if it rallies
a nuclear
people,
bomb,
it inspires hope.
He did need
to do it.
To take the fucking villains, to take the horde of prisoners that are holding.
He's Batman, not fucking Superman, right?
So again, why did he need it? Because he just went and got the bomb and dropped out into the sea, like.
But he needed to distract Bane and the rest of them so he could get to the trigger.
But Bane wasn't distracted though.
Bane was distracted.
And then the twist comes with Talia.
Yeah.
But
he assumed Bane
as well. Didn't need to that though.
Joe, you just don't like the film.
That's fine.
You don't like the film. That's fine.
You can not like the film, and that's fine. But you also like the Predator, which is not fine. Okay.
Well, I'll have to jump it. I did enjoy Predator.
See, the Predator is fun and doesn't take itself seriously. See, honestly, I am roiling it here, and I'm acting the maggot because it's been a long time since I've seen the Batman films, and I have to watch them again to genuinely talk about them. But the thing that gets me about, like, when you have silliness in a film that doesn't take itself serious, great. When you have silliness in a film that does take itself serious, that's not great.
Well, what's silly in Batman?
Because all the bits are just discussed.
To him paint, but we've just given you a perfectly valid reason.
Well, it's a loose toy fit.
But it's not a loose toy fit. It plays into the character. It plays exactly into the way the character is.
Do you know what this is like? Imagine that you're you're so hungry that you could actually die. That's how hungry you are. But there's a massive big bowl of Brussels sprouts in front of you.
Yeah.
And you decide to eat them. And it satisfies your hunger, but they're disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what this discussion's about Batman.
Are you the Brussels sprouts in this?
You swear we were talking about Batman and Robin or these Joel Schumacher films. These are generally good films.
Okay. Well,
and a good take on the Batman.
Let me bring it to another level then. Imagine you're stuck in a dark place, a really dark place.
Your metaphors are crap.
I was going to say, he's too much time to think of these things.
And it's dangerous, right? It's dangerous. And you have a torch, okay? And you need to see where you're going because there's all sorts of traps and stuff in front of you. And you turn your torch on, but you've only got like half a minute you've 30 seconds of battery life.
Yeah.
And you shine around it and you go, oh great, you find a candle. And you grab the candle just as the battery light goes in your torch. And you have a lighter and you light the candle. And the candle's, it's a big thick candle that will light for hours and hours and hours and hours. But it gives you very, very limited visibility.
How did we get from
the
Batman to this?
That's what Christopher Nolan's Batman
are you talking about?
What was that?
It's like imagine in a post-apocalyptic world.
No, don't. We're not getting into this. No, stop right there, John.
You can light one trash can fire or several normal fires. Which do you light?
He's going to start into Running Man analogies now. You're stuck in this game of death.
You can either watch the Batman or the Predator.
It's like as if you have a superpower where you can regrow a limb.
No.
But it's really painful.
Take the strong hand, child.
But you have to sacrifice one of your limbs and save one of your friends. But the pain is horrible.
Is it
While
you?
it's even growing back.
Is it you have to sacrifice my limb for?
That's what.
After this conversation,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, I might just remove one of your limbs in a point of principle here.
Oh man.
So anyway, we all enjoyed the Batman except for Joe.
Except for Joe, who's crazy.
Yeah.
And go watch The Mask of the Phantasm.
The Dark Knight trilogy it's a loose toy fit of a trilogy. That's the way it is from now on, lads. I'm sorry. It's like imagine.
Can we talk about a really good trilogy then?
Imagine if you have your arm in a cast.
Yeah. Oh God. Right. Fucking hell.
John, and you have an itch.
We've got 20 minutes of analogies here.
You have an itch down here, right? So you get a pencil.
Yeah.
And you put the pencil in to get the itch.
Yeah.
And you start scratching the itch, but you hit a nerve and you get pain as well. But you scratch and you're getting pain at the same time. So you're getting the relief of the itch, but you're getting pain at the same time.
Okay, right.
That's the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Why are we still humouring him?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to mute his mic and we'll continue.
It's like drinking a pint of piss.
Stop.
Tastes like curry. Stop.
What do you think of the Planet of the Apes trilogy?
The new Planet of the Apes trilogy.
I haven't got to see the one with Woody Harrelson yet.
That's brilliant.
I haven't got to. I've seen the other two, thoroughly enjoyed them. John Lithgow, what a fucking hero.
Yeah.
What a hero. He plays it so well.
Fucking hell.
Oh, he's the Bake Off.
In the Great British Bake Off, he's
that was his best role.
He was so nice.
And he was a hero.
And he was a good baker as well.
Speaking about John Lithgow, Buckaroo Banzai, I got that on Arrow's Blu-ray.
Buckaroo Banzai. I've never seen that.
Oh, what a film.
That's Peter Weller, isn't it?
That's Peter Weller. That's RoboCop himself.
The OG RoboCop.
And fucking John Lithgow as the bad guy, the crazy off the wall back. Yeah, it's a great watch. It's a great watch.
John Lithgow was great at Cliffhanger as well.
Oh, I love Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger's on 4K. I have to check it out.
Cliffhanger, I have flipped around on.
What?
I used to hate it.
Oh yeah, you love it because you have to love Cliffhanger.
Yeah, no, and I love it, and I'm going to put a caveat on this here. It was I turned it on with maybe 20 minutes in. I just left it on in the background because I didn't really want to watch it. Watched about 20 minutes, kind of half watched 20 minutes. I was like, oh, yeah, I misjudged this.
Yeah,
so I had to go back and watch it again.
And Michael Rooker, isn't it?
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, Michael Rooker. Yeah,
he's fantastic. He's just hero. And actually, that you go bring back to you were saying favorite horror, Slither.
Slither's a
Slither's.
I haven't seen that.
Need to see
It's
it.
James Gunn, isn't it?
That's
It's a lot
James
of fun,
Gunn.
yeah.
Nathan
It has James
Fillion,
Gunn's
Michael
kind
Rooker,
of,
and
wit and charm and humour to it. Like,
Have you seen Super, the James Gunn film?
Super.
It's about a guy who becomes a superhero.
Up, is it?
No, this is the new one, Brightburn.
No. This is one of his first ones.
It's kind of a comedy, isn't it?
No, it's kind of
Oh,
looks
that's
like
Richard Dwight from The Office.
yeah. It looks like it's going to be a comedy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like a in-depth look into a man having a nervous breakdown. It's fucking brilliant.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. It looks like it's going to be a comedy. It's not.
It's
funny.
not.
It's not funny. It's horrific. Kevin Bacon's in it.
Brightburn looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Again, getting odd write-ups. I was like, I need to see this.
Can
You can only take so much of that.
Can I point out Watchmen got that same treatment?
Oh, what a film.
Yeah. And again, that was actually another. What were we talking about earlier on? We go in expecting something like you were expecting in a Blade Runner. I remember going in to see Watchmen, and I could see all the people there expecting Batman or Superman
Yeah.
fucked off after half an hour.
Well, they didn't know the source material.
Exactly.
Going into that kind of thing, and not even having an idea of the source material. You're in for a bad time.
I don't know if I was saying it on this before. I've been reading the sequel to it.
Speaking of
that's fantastic. It's meant to be
Clock.
brilliant, and they're making a series of that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm up
They're making a series
to
of that.
episode 10.
Brilliant.
Which is the latest one.
Speaking
I'm
of
waiting for the big
you have
release.
watched Logan, haven't you?
Oh, that's what I watched tonight.
You haven't watched Logan. You haven't watched. Jeez, all these great films. You
Logan and Rush. Now you've got
Sorry, I had to watch Street Kings and
Rush and Logan.
Actually, no, I did watch. Oh, come here! It comes at night. Fuck me.
Do you know, I
that's
purposely,
fucking
am I right?
stupid.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I purposely didn't go into that because I knew it looked like an arty wank film. Am I right in saying?
You are 100% right. It's Joel Edgerton. I
glad
love
I
Joel
know
Edgerton. Right, I fucking love him. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And I love that film he directed called The Gift, where he stars in it as well. And I thought it might have been something along those lines. I was talking about a psychological thriller. It's like, that's a psychological thriller, The Gift, but it's fucking good.
Yeah.
It comes at night, kept threatening to break into something good, and then it just didn't. You know, and it has these little bits like, is that something in the woods? Oh, I don't know. All right, let's just move on with our lives. And just
and no
nothing.
attention drawn to it ever again.
Yeah. Nothing happens. They sit around, he meets a family, the family come to live with them, they fall out. That's it.
I've never seen the trailer for that actually, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be good, and it means nothing. It comes at night. I was reading up afterwards.
There is nothing out there. There's not.
No, it's not that. It says it comes at night, gives the impression it's going to be a horror film or something. It's not a fucking horror film.
But it's just the tension between these two couples not getting along or whatever.
Yes, exactly. You can.
It is the tension that you feel like someone's going to attack somebody else and it never actually happens. Or
It comes at night is the son's dreams, basically. Is the only thing. That's the only thing that happens at night at all. Like, it's like you can do one of these kind of. I don't mind films with a bit of tension between characters, and it can be a two-hander or 5 or 6 people in a room. You can frame it any way you want. You can make like a sci-fi kind of version of it. I think this. I'm trying to think of a film now. I remember saying, like, it's like 12 Angry Men, right? That's probably the ideal example. We're just looking at 12 people in a room, tensions between them in a certain setting, as in you're in a jury room. These are, just because it's a plague, they have this little tension between them. You can set it up any way you want, and sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad. This is bad, so give it a miss. I'll have to go back and see what rating I gave it, because I forget now.
Probably 4 Derek's and 7 Joe's.
Probably, yeah. That sounds about right, yeah.
What time are we up to?
1 hour and 46 minutes.
Mother God.
Yeah. I'm not making it too parter though.
Oh, then will we wrap up now then?
Yeah, well, we can go for another few minutes. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I
if we
have
go,
literally nothing
make
to
it to
do.
2 hours.
oh, okay. if we go, if we make it to nobody listens to the podcast.
No.
Last question.
All right, go for it.
And I can't use the term guilty pleasure anymore because Kevin Shields ruined.
And he makes a fair point.
Dose of reality.
And it's a fair point.
I'm actually going to stop this as soon as Ian goes to answer and just cut the fake.
A film that you like that not many other people like.
The Predator.
No, I'll tell you. Star Trek Nemesis.
I'm in with you on that one. I think
Star Trek Nemesis got so much flack from the Star Trek community, and I can't understand it.
Well,
Young Tom.
It's just because I don't want to spoil that, but there's one person who particularly gets in trouble in it who shouldn't have.
I'd accept it.
But he didn't need to.
Okay, fine.
It's such a sour point.
Okay, fine.
It's such a sour point.
I enjoy the hell out of it. I enjoy the hell out of it. Young Tom Hardy as a young Jean-Luc Picard. Holy shit, just fantastic. And the play against it and the whole thing,
I loved it.
the attack on Deanna Troy, with Ron Perlman. Again, Ron Perlman's superb. A lot of people.
Just he goes, "Fuck it, let's ram it." And Enterprise D being rammed into that ship class.
But like even when they're pulling it apart, they're pulling the E out of the scimitar, and you just hear the dragging. Oh god, yeah.
Oh, it's Enterprise E, isn't it? Sorry,
it's the E, yeah. Oh, it's just fun. Yeah, I'd say probably Star Trek.
Enterprise E was a much more sleeker Enterprise. And it's barely in it shows up after First Contact.
It's First Contact is the first one of it, yeah.
So it's the one after First Contact, isn't it?
It's in First Contact.
It is
in First Contact.
It's from Generations. What happens in Generations?
Exactly.
Across it. You see it for little bits and pieces. You can see the Enterprise D and and it looks fucking business.
You see so much Star Trek. You know what I mean? And I think that scares a lot of people.
That shouldn't
what
be
I say, a
thing.
lot of people, me. No, I mean, it's just watching it. It's a bit like
instead of saying there's so much Star Trek, go, wow, there's a huge universe here to indulge
No, what I mean, but that's the thing.
But
it's fine in the fucking time.
Where do you start?
Yeah.
As well, like, okay, I could start with the original series and then go in and then go on. But like that is a daunting task when you sit down and you look at somebody who's like, I have an interest and I'd like to get started somewhere, but holy crap. 3 seasons of the original, 7 of Next Gen, 7 of Deep Space Nine.
Don't get me wrong. If there's people out there who look at something like that, I have no fucking time for you. Because you don't look at something that's there to entertain you as a chore. Then it's not entertainment anymore.
No, it's not a chore.
So either sit down and watch it or fucking don't.
No, it's not a chore. It's that it's trying to fit the time in.
Yeah.
Well, fit it in or don't, like
yeah, but what I'm saying is
that's easier said than done.
It's where your interests are going.
Hang on a second.
I have 2 kids. At the time I started at a full-time job, I'm now in another full-time job, and a mortgage, house, wife, all the shit that everybody has.
Yeah.
I found the time to indulge in Star Trek, and I watched everything there is to watch.
Are you studying science in college part-time? Now there you go. I am, so I don't have the time.
No, it doesn't matter. I could say something to you.
Do you produce a podcast? Do you? No, you don't.
Down.
I could compare something very fucking like for like there, and I won't. But the fact of the matter is, you go where your interests are. If you really do feel like, I really get to start a bit of science fiction.
You were about to go to the single father road, you bastard! You sit down and you watch one episode. Yeah, no, I do.
But that's what you can do that, and you manage it, and you'll enjoy it. And the problem is, you want more and more and more, and you'll just eat it up.
Hopefully, that's how you feel it.
That's exactly.
If you watch like 6 episodes over 2 weeks, and you go, I'm not feeling it, don't watch it.
Don't watch it. That's fair enough, and I get that. But it's still you gotta allow for it being. You still gotta allow for it to be a daunting task as well. That it's got. Oh my god, I've got all this content.
It shouldn't be daunting. What's daunting about it?
Remembering everything. That's what's daunting for me.
That could be.
If from a scientist, that's a secret.
Yes, exactly.
I'd be afraid that I'm going to start with the original series, but I really want to see. Everybody's been raving about First Contact, and I'm starting all the way back here with Kirk. You know what I mean? Or I'm even starting in the Next Gen, and I want to get the First Contact. Do I jump? Do I not? Do I want? Oh God! But I really want to watch First Contact.
I would never, ever look at a medium of entertainment as a daunting thing. Because you were not being forced to watch it.
No.
If you're being forced to watch
I feel like I am.
Now you are. Go watch the motion picture.
Listen, you sit down and watch those 3 fucking Batman films.
I already have watched them, and in fairness, I'd probably look at it as a daunting thing now because I'm not a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
But before
But then don't watch.
Exactly.
But also don't argue about shit that you don't know. Now.
Well, there again.
And such ended the lazy dads.
Imagine you're in the desert, right?
Oh God! And how do I turn this fucking thing off?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, thanks.
No, seriously, how do we turn it off?